Welcome back, everybody, to week 4 of League Play in the Nace Star League. I am Nurse, and I am joined again, as always, by my good friend Maximus. How are you doing today, Maximus?
I'm doing pretty good. My part of the country got hit by a pretty big, ice storm, but it's just allowed me to stay inside, stay cool, stay cozy, and now we get to enjoy some Smash Brothers together. So, yeah.
Hey man, I'm staying frosty as well. I'm staying frosty as we prepare for these games today. And with that, we're going to jump over to the schedule and see the tail of the tape for today's matches. The University of Missouri will be facing off against Manchester University to start us off. And right after that, the Ringling College of Art and Design will be facing up against the Kennesaw State University. It's looking pretty good. I'm excited. And as we've seen, each one of these teams today happens to be loss-free. There's not a single loss on the board for either of these teams on the first or second game. And so on the side of Manchester, Augment, Pars, Tamaki, Fleetwood, and Duncan will be looking to catch a dub against Giggles, Bus, Aether, Schmertle, and Radish. 3-0 is a great way to start the season, and 4-0 would just be that much sweeter for these guys.
Yeah, you're looking at two teams here, both of them pretty strong players. I know Manchester University made a pretty deep run into playoffs last semester before, I believe, being taken out by Northwood University in the semifinals. So far, just much of the same from them, starting off really hot, because most of their team, I believe, with Augment, Pars, Tamaki, and Fleetwood in particular, are all returning players from last semester. So they already have that built-in chemistry. And this Missouri team, though, there's some pretty interesting names on it, and from what I could find, some pretty interesting characters to back it up as well.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. What are we going to be looking at in terms of matchups? Because I think, just as far as results speak, Manchester's probably going in as the favorite, but for the matchups and crew battle system, there's always room for teams to make those kind of upsets.
Yeah, well, on the Manchester University side, we're looking at a lot of 2D fighters. We're looking at like a Terry, a Kazia, possibly even a Ken. Fleetwood, I believe, was a Steve player from last semester.
Yeah.
Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but on the Missouri side, we're seeing a lot more range, a lot more. We're seeing an Ike, a big, heavy, swordy character. We're seeing a Lucina, more of those disjoints, and then a Bayonetta, a character that we don't really see too often on Wi-Fi, a character that we don't really see too often in general these days. Shout out Geist, unfortunately could not make Smash Summit, but yeah, two teams that so far, from what we see, what the information we have available to us, they're both built in particular ways. That's going to be an explosive matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, that Manchester team looking to come out and absolutely punch this Missouri squad in the face, a couple of fighting game characters. And to start us off, we're seeing one of them, Ken, coming out against the Olimar.
Okay, Schmertle, the Olimar.
A pick a little bit out of left field, but honestly, you're not too mad with this starting lineup. Olimar does have decent ability to zone out Ken and get that Pikmin game going. It's going to be on the side of Tamaki to really get those hits flowing and get those early stars, because Olimar is a light character.
Yeah, and so far, we're seeing where Ken makes his money. Out these down tilts at ledge, just sort of walling out Schmertle, unable to get anything, trying to force center stage, finally getting it with purple Pikmin in lock, but right back to corner stage. So Tamaki doing a great job using a lot of Tatsies to sort of interrupt and not allow Schmertle to have even a second thought to even get any Pikmin set up. And so good job on them.
Yeah, it's something interesting that we're seeing is that Tatsumaki actually gets the Pikmin off of Ken as he's approaching. So Tamaki, at the very least, a little bit familiar with this matchup, trying to get those Pikmin off of him. I think both of these characters really fall into the category of like very matchup checky characters, where if you don't know what the other character can do, you can find yourself losing a lot of stocks very quickly. I think it speaks to the preparation of both these guys that this game has been fairly even so far. The triple purple.
Wow, yeah, triple purple.
Just two now, but
still, you're holding on to the equivalent of 2 buses.
Yeah, that's
just throwing away the red. I think they want 3.
Yeah, hey man, if I was Olimar, I'd want 3 as well. He could be looking for the extra purple. He could also be looking for the blue to get that kill throw online, but 1 purple sacrifice for a stock? You're more than willing to take that trade. The purple Pikmin come back. Stocks absolutely do not. And Schmertle, an early lead over Tamaki.
Oh yeah, gotta be very, very careful with that setup. That is a shield breaker, and Schmerl still making it back. He doesn't have to throw away the last purple Pikmin.
Oh, yeah, we're seeing this ledge pressure come out the down tilts, the up tilts, but unable to connect into that Shoryuken. It will kill at this percent, and is that a 2-frame off the down smash? Very nice.
Recently, there was actually tech found sort of, really nerfing Alamar's ability to grab ledge, because apparently there's so many moves that can just hit it because the little antenna might have a hitbox.
Yeah, a lot of characters' heads do pop over the ledge. I know that's a problem with Falcon and Greninja as well. And so, Tamaki, like we said, doing a little bit of research on this matchup is not completely lost, but just out of range, and Schmertle will punish very hard.
Great punishment. Here we go, starting up that Ken engine. Gets the roundhouse 65% online. Don't want to see letting it rip with these Shoryus. While it is one of your biggest kill moves, letting it rip too much, you're just setting yourself up for a big punish from Schmertle.
Yeah, it's so tough too, right? Because you have to make those hits count. You have to make these openings really, really mean a lot if you're Ken in this matchup, because Olimar is able to play that long game, is able to play that kind of zoning game way more consistently than you can in the YOLO Shoryuken! A jump caught, and that's a very, very early stop.
Very, very important pickup stock too from Tamaki to keep this thing even. Really good job chin checking Schmertle with that. And now we're just slowing it down, slowing it way down. As Schmertle managed to get through that nice little wall built in Tamaki.
Something
now
that you're
going to center stage with 2 purple Pikmin.
Yeah, something you're going to see a lot of these fighting game characters, it's going to look like they're losing. It is absolutely going to look like the other player's winning most of the game, and in this case, Schmertle is able to close it out with a very clutch whistle into that up smash. What a strong punish.
I completely forgot the whistle did that. I'll be honest, this guy, he's eating an up smash and he goes nowhere, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
It's a good little poke check. It's a good little option if people aren't expecting it, especially in that disadvantage. And so Schmertle takes that first game, but only 1 stock left over. We've talked time and time again how easy it is in the crew battle format, where Missouri is only carrying over that 1 stock advantage, how easy it is to even it back up. And so Schmertle, an opportunity to pull ahead, but it'll be tough, especially with some of the power on these FGC characters. And as I was saying,
I think for Schmertle specifically, like being an Olimar player against, say, what could possibly be next, like a Kazuya or even a Terry, the Pikmin, if they land, like those other 2 characters don't really have the get off me tools of Pikmin that Ken has with the Tatsu. So, I mean, I think Olimar can get a lot more damage a lot faster against whoever they send in next.
Yeah, Terry at the very least has crack shoot, and actually I think people generally consider that Terry does okay against Olimar just because a lot of his combos still work even with Pikmin attached, and crack shoot is pretty much a better zone breaker than anything Terry or anything that Ken or Kazuya would have. So I imagine the Terry pick is probably going to come in here, especially on a team full of fighting game characters. But what I was saying was we're probably going to see a lot of situations where it looks like this Manchester team is down by a little bit. Situations where it looks like, they're at high percent, their opponent maybe is a stock up, whatever. The thing you need to remember about every single fighting game character in this game is the comeback mechanics associated with them. Kazuya's got Rage Drive, Terry's got Go, Ken and Ryu have just great kill power across the board. And so games that look like they might be closed up or games that look like they're over, they're far from it. And this team is not going to be out until that very last stock is gone.
Yeah, I would say these fighting game characters are some of the best at just purely stealing stocks. Like we see it time and time again with how Kazuya can just 3-hit people, and it's insane. And Terry has jab, power dunk, all these other confirms that can just sort of pull out of nowhere. So yeah, while it may seem like Manchester will be on the back foot in these individual games, pay close attention to the stock count, because you're going to find it's a lot closer at most times.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And even this last game where we saw, Schmertle coming up on top, the pace was generally set by him for most of the game, but as we saw, those stocks were still dropping. And so even though Ken was struggling a little bit to get in, we still saw that kill power coming through, with stocks going down as early as like 90% to that Shoryuken that was just let rip in the middle of the stage. So I think the biggest thing is that Missouri cannot rest on a lead. You cannot, take it for granted. You cannot go any less hard than you would. You cannot do any of that, right? You really need to hit the gas, and you need to make sure that this, small lead becomes a bigger and bigger one, because these fighting game characters will take it back from you in an instant.
Yeah, you can't really autopilot like a Tesla. You more got to put the foot on the gas like it's a Mustang and just keep plowing through. Try and make that lead as big as you can, because like you said, on the other side, you're looking at a bunch of characters that can steal a lot of stocks. But I do want to put a couple corrections in characters while we're still waiting for the next match to come up, because thankfully Mr. Bus for Team Missouri is in the chat and can correct me on a few of these. Bus, who I said was Lucina, apparently plays Snake, and then Aether, who I said plays Bayo, is apparently a Sora player.
Okay, so we're seeing Snake, Sora, Ike on the other end of things. Thanks. Shout out to Bus in the chat for the character updates. I think that changes things a little bit. The Snake is a really interesting pick, and as I predicted here, the Terry coming out generally considered to do all right against Olimar, and so this isn't totally unexpected. Augment is going to be really looking to take this stock as soon as possible. You know what? Like you really do not want Olimar to start gaining an advantage versus you, and you don't want to get gimped or lose a stock really early in a situation where you should have just taken it. And 53% already on the board. That's a great spot to be.
Yep, and there we go. Starting up strong here. 53%, like you said. Crack shoot again at ledge. Schmertle seems to really be fighting from ledge. Oh my goodness, he's looking to end it right then and there. When Schmertle has center stage, we just see the power of Olimar. And so far, Adventure's been really good at just forcing Schmertle to ledge, but right now, look at that. A little bit of time, and Schmertle has this stock almost evened up in percent.
Yeah, it's that big thing, Schmertle is going to be, in that neutral state is going to be advantaged, right? He's able to play from a longer distance. He's able to do more with that Pikmin toss, but as soon as Terry gets in, he's going to hit like a ton of bricks, and even that, side B is able to find a ton of value just because he's not expecting such a crazy burst option, and the auto-cancel power dunks are also a way in.
Oh my gosh, that down tilt just connecting too. I thought they were going to follow up off of it, but happened too much. I don't even think Augment expected it to land. And now there we go. Another, keeps going for this down tilt. Oh, there's the rising tackle off the top. No, not just yet. Good job for Schmertle to keep it alive here. And now, up smash. Here comes Go Meter.
And this is a huge stock right here. This determines if the advantage is taken by Missouri or if there is no advantage at all. And the jab auto turnaround is going to catch Schmertle in the air, and the conversion on the powered up rising tackle will convert that game. And we're back at a 9-9. We're back at a 9-9, just like that.
I think there was a couple moments in that last stock where Schmertle's like, dang, I really could have taken that. Could have taken that fourth one, that pivotal fourth stock. But, good job from Augment to really just stop the bleeding before it got out of hand at all. We pretty surprised that first rising tackle didn't kill. But, after seeing a couple jabs too, I also thought like, is he gonna end in style with the jab Buster Wolf? But no, just taking the secure, easy way out, making sure that the stock is gone first and foremost. So good job out of Augment. And it's gonna be interesting to see who Missouri sends out next.
Yeah, it will be interesting just because, Ike Terry, it can go the way of Ike. Usually what Ike struggles with is characters with really, really strong anti-airs. And Terry has a couple of pretty good ones, specifically using spot dodge, his spot dodge cancel attack to actually go through something like a falling nair or a falling fair to punish Ike on landing is pretty good. There's not a ton of follow-up off of that past low percents, and so you're not getting as much value as you could otherwise. So Ike is able to play at that kind of range that makes Terry a little bit uncomfortable. But I wouldn't say it's anything too like matchup defining. I think Ike Terry is probably pretty close to even. In a similar vein, Snake, it's good until it's not. And I think it's hard not to say that about a lot of the FGC characters, but Snake versus Terry is pretty good for Snake because he's able to pull those grenades out of the untrue combos. He's able to compete at, Terry's preferred range, and he has a lot of strong zoning tools. The problem is once Terry gains access to Power Geyser, Snake has to worry way more about any interaction. Power Geyser is so good versus Snake.
Yeah, and then I think you're also looking at it like there's a Sora as well, but here we go. We're seeing Giggles on the Ike. PS2 is going to be an interesting one. So they're going straight off the bat. Nobody lost. Augment didn't losing any stock. So straight back to 3-3. Oh my goodness, what a conversion! Still keeping it going. 59%.
Yeah, this pressure is insane in the disjoint. For those that don't know, Terry's F tilt is insanely disjointed. Like, insanely. And so, weirdly enough, he's got a bit of a sword on his leg in a matchup where there's only one sword on the screen.
Yeah. I said it better myself. As now, here we go. Approaching, lands the Nair. Another one goes to that up air. Oh my god. I have a history with Ike. Specifically this color of Ike. So this is, we're fighting through some stuff right now mentally. But there we go. Another Nair. Still can't land the conversion to really extend it. Just landing a bunch of Nair spheres, but still, it's Ike at the end of the day, so every single hit landed is going to do a lot. And just like that, we're back to even.
Yeah, we're seeing the value of Ike Nair right now. That move does everything, man. It's a combo tool. You get it high enough, it's a kill move. It's a landing tool, and a crazy burn knuckle off the side of Augment will take the first stock, but the dash attack's coming out from Giggles. That dash attack, that'll be the pressure.
My good, just unrelenting. Just like, okay, yeah, I sort of ate the burning knuckle, but here's the thing. I got super armor of my own. You're going to get an upbeat in the face.
Oh my gosh, and the down air catches the jump from Legend. The forward smash catches the panic option out of Giggles. That's so much damage.
Another uppie, lands 28% still. 23 to 23, and here we go. Oh, goes for the back air mix up still.
Okay,
double nair.
Okay. Got a little ambitious, could have converted that first nair into a side B, but, going for a little bit more. But the dash attack will secure the stock, and that dash attack is so underrated. It's only -17 on shields. You can actually space it, and it kills at like 95.
Yeah, we saw just the tip of the sword landing and boom, off to the top corner of the glass zone. Another grab, and now it's... Oh, Giggles is moving here. Almost gets the roll in up air. That's going to be a punish.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. He's looking for that auto-cancel, the down B. Unfortunately, he's been unable to find it. And the missed space on that recovery going low means that Giggles will be able to capitalize with a down air. And now we're seeing Missouri with a 2-stock lead.
I knew after the first, as soon as... when Ike is feeling it when they're going for the down air at ledge to try and catch the opponent. That first one doesn't land. It's like, Giggles is going to do it again. 100% Giggles is going to do it again. And what happens? Bam! Dunked on. And yeah, like you said, Missouri 2-stock lead in the driver's seat for this one. This is where I think, you've sent out 2 fighting game characters. Once again, I forget if Fleetwood is exactly a Steve or not, but I think you kind of save Pars. I think you save that X factor of a Kazuya for not really going against somebody who can just sort of wall him out like an Ike.
Yeah, Ike can be a little tricky for Kazuya. Like you said, that Nair being Ike's primary tool in nearly every situation, it's kind of hard for Kazuya to get in on that. He can use the iframes on the Wave Dash and the iframes on Electric Wind Godfist to kind of break that zone, but the timing required is pretty good, and quite frankly, it's harder than a lot of the things Kazuya has to do normally. So I think you do probably save that just as an X factor to try and make this game happen. But on the other side of things, you've got the Sora, you've got the Snake in reserve. The matchups are looking pretty good, honestly, across the board. Even if you lose the Ike here, Sora is a strong character versus Kazuya, and good enough against Steve. And I kind of feel the same way about Snake as far as those matchups go as well. And so I think you're pretty happy with where you're standing as Missouri matchup wise. Player wise, that can always make the difference, and matchups don't tell the whole story. So I'll be interested to see if Manchester saved kind of the best for last in this sort of situation, or if we're seeing kind of a start of a runaway game from Missouri.
Yeah, it's a curious one for sure because this is to quote you from last week. A lot of these characters are feast or famine,
Yeah.
especially like these fighting game characters. Like they're either gonna roll you, or they're gonna be just off in their spacing for the day. They're gonna be just off in their timing for the day, and they're gonna get rolled instead. And when you look at exactly who's up next, to allude to that whole like matchups on paper exist on paper for a reason.
Yeah.
There's like in my region, there's a Snake player whose brother and best friend were Game & Watch mates. And if you can't tell, yeah, I play Game & Watch. And when I say this man taught me the meaning behind that matchups aren't everything, it goes to show that it doesn't matter. Like, if the Kazuya can get around all the explosions against the Snake, then the Kazuya is going to win that matchup, and vice versa. So it just goes to show, like, as we see who's coming up next, and it is Pars, saving Fleetwood for last. Okay, interesting choice.
Yeah, like I said, I don't mind it. I don't think it's one of those matchups that's impossible. I just think it requires a little more from the side of Kazuya than maybe he's used to giving. That being said, we haven't seen Pars play yet, and there's a chance that this just goes absolutely crazy. And so we're going to be looking for those big Kazuya conversions to start this off, because if this juggle starts, there's a chance that Giggles just converts the entire stock off of it.
Oh, and here we go. One electric landing, but no real follow-up after.
Yeah, and that's a very missed opportunity, unfortunately, on the side of Pars, not getting the down hit of that Nair, but somehow that crumples, and I'm even more surprised that Giggles lived.
Yeah, that's going to be the story, is because Kazuya obviously hits like a truck, but Ike, that sword weighs him down quite a bit. Great DI from Giggles to live that, and now what's going to be okay? Goes to that down air at ledge. Becker not going to do it. Still has Rage Drive active. This is where you got to be really, really careful. You could either character. Oh, I thought he was going to rip an up smash, but no, it's the backer instead.
What are you doing
out there?
Okay, Giggles has missed a couple of punishes here. He could have gone for an up smash off the back of the up B. He could have gone for an eruption on the recovery, but an up B in the middle of the stage, I guess, is what's going to take the stock. And that's it. Whoa! The footstool off the back of those crouching down tilts.
That was a challenge for sure, because up smash, you can punish Ike at the top of up smash. It's the startup that has super armor. Oh, Eagles could have got dunked on their last stock as well, trying to put another stock forward. Oh, there it is, another grab.
And Giggles has had the conversions! Ow, Pars not expecting the aggressive option. Giggles will get caught out with the neutral GP, but he's got to jump and he'll make it back. Pars needs to take this stock up right now, and Kazuya can do it, but the fear is setting in.
I've never seen a Kazuya so scared. He's like, wow, I sniped you and landed the forward throw. You're still alive?
All right, but there it is. Okay. Yeah, out of shield. A slight misspace, or not misspace, but, letting the neutral B rip a little bit too early from Giggles. That could have been safe enough to dodge that move. Unfortunately, bit of a misplay, but it's hard to call it a misplay when Giggles came away with that with 2 stocks, man.
Goodness. Great job, Giggles. Pars sitting at 1. Like you said, now this is where you alluded to earlier. It could be a runaway game for Missouri. Like, they put the pedals to the metal. They're driving fast. And I'm trying to see exactly how Manchester can counteract these last 2 characters.
It's tough. And at this point, you're not even really looking at a character thing. You're looking at a stocks left thing. You know what I mean? Giggles was able to take so many stocks off in these situations that the matchup argument, as you were kind of alluding to before we went to that match, kind of goes out the window, because you don't even have to win it, right? You don't even have to take all the stocks. That's how in the lead you are right now. And so long as, Pars is not able to mount some sort of miraculous comeback against whoever goes in next, Missouri is primed to close this one out, with the matchups kind of leaning in their favor. I think either the Snake or the Sora are fine options here, and I think if you go with the Snake, you're probably pretty confident that you're closing this one out.
Yeah, I mean, Pars has 1 Rage Drive left. Pars has 1 cheat button left.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we do
here we go.
Snake, yeah.
Bus coming in on the Snake. Go to town and city as well.
Smashville.
Hide in the box. Oh,
Animal-
Smash. Yeah.
Animal Crossing gaming across the board. Thank God all of the legal stages are Animal Crossing stages.
Oh my. I've played this game for too long to make that mistake.
Honestly, this stage is really good for Snake in this matchup. If he's able to set up on that middle platform, it is so hard for Pars to get anything going as far as this matchup goes. And we're already seeing the big damage coming up from those Kazuya combos, but 55 is not enough to make Snake uncomfortable.
Just hucking grenade after grenade, trying to build up percent slowly, and so far so good. Or Bus gets another C4 on that platform, trying to bait Pars into it. Oh my, that was surprising amount of shield damage.
And Pars is just trying to make something happen. We see these big hits coming out, and a bit of a miss from Bus there is not capitalized on by Pars. He does not get that electric on the Wind God Fist, and now the Rage Drive is online. It will take this stock, and the aggressive play from Bus. He's gonna go high. What's the punish from Pars? Back off stage, going to the ledge, and goes high again. These B reverses coming out again, retreating to the Smashville platform. If there were stage bans, this is what I would have banned. I don't know what Pars ended up getting rid of, but that middle platform is so hard to play around for Kazuya. So hard, man.
Yeah, we saw time and time again. It was like almost being circle camped on a single platform. Just, running around, dropping grenade after grenade, like, try and catch me, try and catch me. You're going to have to get through all these grenades to do it. And yeah, Pars just unable to do it at the very end. And Bus still keeping all 3 stocks. So there's a full 3 stock lead.
Yeah, a full 3 stock
character lead.
Yeah, this is going to have to be one of the greatest Acre performances that we have ever seen. If Manchester wants a way back into this. And keep in mind, Manchester, as far as we know, were the favorites coming into this, having made a deep run last year. And Missouri has kind of snuffed out any momentum that they've had throughout this crew battle.
Exactly. You try to get anything started, and Missouri has that perfect counter in their back pocket. Like, no, we're going to throw out the Ike. The Ike's going to play really, really well. He's going to get a dunk, utilize all the tools, and then, like, okay, well, here's a Kazuya. And Ike's like, nope, still no. Just circle camping out with the Snake as well. And it's going to be interesting to see who, because if I'm correct, and a lot of this, hinges on past knowledge, Fleetwood being a Steve player, their only option is to slow it down and really just sort of bait out approaches time and time again. But at the end of the day, Missouri has that stock lead where, like, hey, if they don't want to approach, you're still losing.
Yeah, I think that's where it gets hard, right? Because, Snake is able to destroy blocks with the grenade. He's able to pressure blocks with the grenade and the C4. He's able to make those plays. Even something like down tilt will go through a block. It's big enough that it will do that. And so, so the Steve player has to be on their toes, and I never want to count Steve out just because of how insane that character is. But, as far as matchups goes, Sora and Steve have ways to deal with block camping. Both characters do. And so to take 6 stocks without losing 3, you're going to have to play with a little bit of pace behind your play. You cannot afford to let these guys play their own game, because it'll be really hard to make that comeback happen. And we're already seeing the Steve combos coming out.
And already trying to, just disrupt all of them with these grenades. Okay, good job making it through, but still eating a back here for your troubles. Hey, yeah, here comes Fleetwood, doing all the things we come to accustom Steve's doing. Builds a little wall, starts just mining, still on the wood tools, and counteract. Okay, there you go. That's going to be the big key here from Missouri to close us out, is contesting minecart.
Yeah, it's hard for Snake
tricky.
to do. It's hard for Snake to do just because his hitbox are usually connected to his hurt box. But stuff like that, Nikita, and stuff like grenades will be able to do it. And the roll in, unable to grab due to the wall, but still the dash attack comes out with the punish, and no shield on the side B. The Nikita Fleetwood. It's in World War III right now, and it's looking like there's no way out.
But Fleetwood has Diamond early. That could be huge for this matchup. I still feel like Steve players place those random blocks on purpose.
Yeah,
because
just
they
in
know,
case.
okay, yeah, I'm not going to shield it because I'm still going to just bounce into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. I've seen a lot of Steve players build walls behind themselves to try and live kill moves, and we're seeing the Nikita actually pressure, but the minecart lives through the Nikita, and an aggressive back air is going to be punished. So Fleetwood, the first stock taken, but at 130%, it's hard to imagine he gets another one scot-free.
Yeah, double F tilt, interesting choice. Not go. Oh wow, up air contesting the anvil. But hey, you got it. Did you forget? Because I did.
I actually knew that one was there. And I think on Smashville and Hollow Bastion, you really have to remember the Snake is almost always going to place the C4 on that middle platform, because it means the Snake is able to platform camp around it really easily. And if you're trying to intercept it or rotate around it, it's so easy to blow that up.
And now just more and more explosions aplenty, avoiding the minecart, doing a great job of it. Fleetwood, 2 stocks, just having to do what they have to do, and it's just sort of farming for Diamond, and they have it again. Diamond's back online.
Oh wait, this is a huge flub on the side of Bus, but it goes unpunished, and an aggressive option. Why? Completely unforced error, but the tech comes through.
What in the world is it? Yeah, I was like, okay, there was a
players.
I think it was a slobber knocker moment through and through, and my goodness, and I think Bus just was like, okay, let's just see how far the spaghetti goes.
Yeah, I mean, Bus did the forward smash, and Fleetwood just kind of looked at it as well. This is a scary situation, but able to make it back on stage. Fleetwood really needs to take this stock without losing another one, which is such a big ask. At 114 against Snake, and
what? What are you doing? What happened?
Did he know? Did he know? Tell me if he knew. You need to tell me right now if that was planned. Did he taunt so that he would get a punish because he knew that the C4 would blow up? I need to know right now, because that is the smartest thing I've ever seen, ever.
Who died first? Was it what?
Fleetwood died first as well, so it worked. Fleetwood was at 1 stock at the end of the game.
Bus was cooking. Bus cooked the great. That's a Michelin star meal right there.
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Apparently, according to Bus, it was timer C4.
Yeah, it was. That's what I said. It was timer C4.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was popping off so hard. That's why I was losing it. So he taunted because he knew the timer was about to go up on the C4, and who's going to be shielding while the other guy looks like he accidentally flubbed a taunt? That's crazy.
That is 4D chess at its finest. My goodness.
Do you know how
everybody's gonna?
Do you know how mad I would be? Like, can we talk about? Do you know how angry I would be if someone for real set that up versus me?
Here.
Yeah,
there'd be like,
That would be the biggest gamer rage moment of my entire life. What is that play?
Manchester just punching air right now, like And yeah, that's game 1, and that's what a way to end game 1 too. You kidding me? That's gonna be all over Twitter. I just know it.
It's so stupid.
Sometimes,
dude, the smartest
actions are the stupidest solutions.
He actually had to think of that, which is even crazy. Like, can you imagine you're in the lab one day and you're like, you know what might work? If I have the C4 timer in the back of my head and I taunt right underneath it as it's about to blow up. Like, what if that works? So not only did you have to cook that up, you had to come up with that idea, but then you also had to be like, oh hey, it's about to work. Like, what? I cannot believe, you know, if you've casted enough Smash, you've seen it all, right? A lot of the time you've seen most of the plays people could make. You've seen a lot of the ideas, you know, people come up with cute little new things every now and again, but typically you've seen most of what it has to offer. But that is something that, 1, I've never seen before, and 2, I never would have even conceptualized.
Are you familiar with the story of Street Fighter player Brian F winning a tournament on accident? And essentially, in the grand finals, essentially he fat fingered an option, and it was just the right option, and he won the tournament from it.
I thought that was not Street Fighter. Am I crazy?
It was Red Bull. It was Red Bull Kumite. He didn't win the event, but yeah.
So somebody did the same thing in Marvel 3 with a Strider Super.
But according to Bus, it was an accident.
It was an accident.
Legitimate accident.
Oh my god. Okay, so at least he's honest. At least he's honest. Thank you, Bus, for keeping us posted on
What I'm surprised most by is the fact that yes, Bus died first, so we get more. So they didn't win game 1.
No. But Bus did not die first. Fleetwood had 2 stocks.
Oh.
So Fleetwood is on his last stock here.
Gotta pay attention. My goodness.
Yeah. That being said, okay, Fleetwood on the last stock. Bus apparently didn't do that on purpose. But what is so messed up about that is we thought he could have done it on purpose. Now we're getting into Sora, who has some good options against Steve. Mostly we're gonna see that neutral B. The Ice and the Thunder are decent options for getting Steve while he's behind these blocks. But we already see 90% on the side of Aether. It can start getting scary around here.
Yeah, but when you're going to be landing those like double nair up air confirms, you're going to put a lot of percent on brilliant. Plus, it is so hard. You basically have to kill this character outright,
nice.
Like right there.
Yeah, really.
You're not gonna really, just take all of Sora's offstage resources. But if you have Diamond Axe, you can build a lot of percent very fast.
Yeah, and just hold up. This went from not close to scary pretty quick, and the conversion now coming out, and he falls out of the up B. That would have been it.
This carrot, I swear, up B's
like that.
Never. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
The suspect DI. No.
Oh my goodness.
What?
This is about to be the worst commentator's curse ever. This is gonna be about the worst commentator's curse in the world.
Don't let it be you! Don't let it be you! Missouri! Help!
Oh my goodness, great. Oh my goodness, and he still has diamond. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What are you doing? Forward smash would have hit! He expects the air dodge in! What are you doing? Up air!
Up air, still nothing!
He's back on the ledge. No! The minecart!
Gets hit by minecart again.
Okay, a nair will kill on the side of Sora if he converts into up air. He just needs the conversion, but Fleetwood playing behind these
iron
blocks.
block and another diamond.
He's got so many resources. Oh, the minecart goes unpunished, Fleetwood. He's playing it slow. He's playing it smart.
Can he convert? Oh my gosh, up air back.
The back air might kill at this percent. He's at 131.
No!
Do it, Missouri. After that play, after those heroics, and after that lead, Fleetwood takes it for Manchester. That hits like a shot to the heart, man. That hurts. If you're Missouri, that stings, because it's hard to imagine that crew battle going better than it did.
Yeah. You really can't ask for a better crew battle, but you said it. It was like when Fleetwood came in, has to make the most Herculean of like anchor performances, and we saw exactly that. Just every single thing got diamond early multiple times. Had even refreshed it. The Anvil coming in clutch. 6 stocks on their back in order to take game number 1 from Manchester. That is ludicrous.
Not only 6 stocks, but 3 stocks while they had 1 left.
Yeah,
that was
a literal 3 stock.
That's tough. That one hurts. I hate to say it. Ms. Manchester able to come back. Such a clutch play from Fleetwood. We saw why he's in that anchor position, obviously. But we got 1 or 2 more games to play. This is a best of 3, and so don't go anywhere. Manchester versus Missouri continues when we come back. And we are back in the middle of this crew battle between Missouri and Manchester. In case you just missed it, well, you missed a hell of a set of Smash Bros. As we saw an emphatic 6-stock comeback on the side of Manchester from Fleetwood. I don't know. I'm still lost for words. I really
probably the most literally explosive ending to a game we've seen so far this season, as Fleetwood, after an insane taunt setup, apparently accidental taunt setup to lose a stock in Beyond 1, comes back and gets a clean 3-stock against Aether to win it for Manchester. And what we saw is okay, this has to be a Herculean effort from Fleetwood, and they delivered that in spades. So with a mental hit like that, how does Mizzou come back in this game 2 and really put it away?
Yeah, it's tough because, like I said, it's hard to imagine Missouri doing better in that crew battle than they did, as opposed, everything aside from how the last stocks went down. They had a very strong stock lead. They were able to stay ahead of the game as far as keeping these fighting game characters on the edge, and we kind of foreshadowed it at the start of the crew battle, but this Manchester team is full of characters that are designed to make comebacks, and so it might look like Missouri's in the lead. It really, really, truly could. But every single character on the side of Manchester can make those big plays. And so you can never go easy because they will capitalize. And I think that's the resilience you expect out of a team that made such a deep run last year.
The epitome for Missouri has to just literally be no mercy. You have to be locked in at all times, put the pellets in the middle, and make sure that one or any of Manchester's X Factor characters that they play don't swing the tide in their favor. We saw that from Giggles playing very solid on the Ike. We saw that from Bus doing very well with the Snake. Schmertle starting off strong on the Alamar. And at the end of the day, it was okay, we got this lead, where'd it go? So you just got to make sure that doesn't happen this time. It's pure and simple.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see if we see a switch up on the starting characters. I think specifically on the side of Manchester, you're probably looking not to send in Ken first, just because of the threat of that Snake, just because of the threat of that Olimar. I think Ken is a riskier pick going in first. I would probably send in Terry first on the side of Manchester, just because the matchup coverage is a little bit better. But, on the side of Missouri, you could also switch things up. A player like Giggles, in particular, went very hard for them in the last set. So if you want to send him in first and try and give yourself maybe a bit of a lead just right off the hop, that could be a strategy as well. Or saving him for the anchor position. It's really hard to know where these guys are at. And we're actually seeing a character switch up as Fleetwood goes in first against Aether's Robin. We're getting the run back immediately.
Yeah, the unfinished business, and Aether's out there to prove themselves now. They don't want to start it off by getting exploded with TNT. You're going to see Artfire play a big key role here in getting rid of some of these blocks. They're just going to be able to just sit there and destroy it faster. But so far, Fleetwood keeping up with the Steve plan and already has Diamond.
Yeah, this is
take him for a
really
ride.
bad.
Walking the dog.
Okay,
the engine.
conversion. It goes a little bit awry, but 72% on a dropped combo. You don't mind that at all.
Oh, and here comes, and that was without Diamond. As here it is now. Just doesn't have the Artfire. Doesn't come out in time.
What's the setup? Okay, just the down smash. Nothing too crazy, but 94%. This should be it. No, a little bit of a miss from Fleetwood. Still only 6% on the side of Fleetwood. Diamond and plenty of resources. The back air almost takes that stock, and almost no ledge setup to speak of. Just setting up these walls, just getting these resources, and another Diamond is online.
Yeah, and Diamond Pickaxe already gone. Refreshes it, has that time because there's overextension on stage.
Yeah, Aether needs to make something happen. And actually, the Levin sword, all used up, saves him from what could have been a devastating combo, and 140%. This is pretty nice percent to live at versus Steve, but I can't imagine you taking too much more before that stock is gone. And 46 on the side of Fleetwood. It's just not enough, man. And this, it's looking better-ish, but like not much. And the nil combos come out for 62. No up smash at the end, but like I said, 62%, 70% on dropped combos. That's the Steve difference.
Yeah, that's that 599 difference. Still, like, because we've seen probably very similar. Oh my goodness, that's the Thunderdome. That's the Thunderdome. I see that time and time again from Owen. Oh goodness,
Oh my
Anvil as well.
gosh.
So far, this is
It's worse.
5.
It's worse, man.
It is 5 unanswered stocks from Fleetwood against Aether, and really, oh my goodness.
Oh no. Okay.
Don't let it be 6.
Missing that up air on the air dodge in, that could have been a conversion for the entire game, but Aether with another chance, and brother, you gotta shield the second hit of Anvil. There's 2 hits.
Yeah, and there's 2 hits of my card as well. Still, making it through, but there's another bat up there.
Oh, doesn't have the pickaxe, but the air dodge is caught with the up smash in Fleetwood. Says you thought that 3-stock was a fluke? You thought you could switch characters? You thought you could step to me? There's no way. There's just no way, man. And a 3-stock to start out this crew battle. Manchester said it got close last time, but this time, don't worry. Don't worry.
They can't stop Fleetwood. They can't stop Fleetwood. After setting out Tomaki first, the Ken, and just be like, okay, this is going to be a close one going, things like, no. Fleetwood has taken over this entire set, going literally against one of Missouri's players, 6 unanswered stocks, 2 3-stocks back to back.
That really hurts. That really hurts. We talked about counter picks on the side of Manchester and Missouri, and I don't think it could have gone much better than that. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't think that shakes out any better than it does right there. And now I imagine we're going to see Bus on the other side of things coming out of Missouri. He was able to take 2 stocks off of Fleetwood, and so I don't know if he's your best bet, but he's the one who showed the most promise, the most prowess in, insofar as taking stocks off of that Steve went. I would probably lean on that if I was Missouri.
Olimar also might not be a bad pick. I think
it's tough, man, just because the wall, Fleetwood really plays around that wall, and you don't get any Pikmin throws off of that.
Yeah, plus it would just be really easy I guess you're right. It would also be easy for Fleetwood to just punish and probably kill those Pikmin across the wall, through it.
Yeah.
I do agree. I think Bus is probably the best option here, given how well they performed against Fleetwood last time. But you gotta see, can they really turn the tide and come back? Because now you're already sitting on 3-stock lead. You're already sitting pretty. You're already have that mountain built for you.
Yeah.
How is Missouri going to claw their way back into this? I think it's pretty much Bus's time to answer.
Yeah, Bus, I think Giggles maybe on the other side of things could do something. Ike Steve is not the worst matchup ever. The problem is once that offstage play starts coming into the mix, it can get very, very hard, as blocks are a pretty solid answer to Ike's gameplay. But we're seeing Schmertle on the side of Missouri, and maybe he knows something we don't, but this is not what I would have picked.
Yeah, what does Schmertle know?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he's hoping that while Fleetwood is mining, he's able to really get these purple Pikmin online and make something big happen from there, but that is far from a strategy that I would rely on. You know what? The Purple Fair does do a decent job of getting rid of those blocks, but we're seeing these diamonds, or sorry, not the diamonds, but just the resource management from Fleetwood is so strong, and he is getting these diamonds online really, really early.
Still, oh my goodness, still just really, like you said, unable to get any of these Pikmin set up onto Fleetwood. It seems as soon as they latch on, they get one hit off, and then boom, rip it off.
Yeah, and there's 2 purple Pikmin online, so it's hard to argue with that, but you can have infinity purple Pikmin online if they're not doing anything. They need to hit, and Schmertle kind of doing it to himself right now. Little self-damage off the back of that TNT, trying to pull these Pikmin, trying to make something happen, but this wall is more than built in. This is not the time to just let Fleetwood mine. It is not the time.
Yeah, you really got to do your best to press the play here, but I think it'll be, oh my goodness, the up, get up attack, nullifying it, and there we go. There's 4 for Fleetwood.
And I am just lost as to what the game plan was here. I have no idea, genuinely no idea what the intention behind this was. Because it seems like there was nothing. There was no game plan. Instead, just a dream that this was gonna work.
And getting caught in some Thunderdome, some lots of bounces on those blocks. And okay, that Pikmin, still on. A little bit more, 90%, but you gotta show any sign of life here that you can take at least a stock.
Okay, very nice grab as the block goes down, catching Fleetwood a little off guard, and now this is the time to convert that ledge pressure. It had to be a little bit better. Schmertle can make something happen in these scramble situations, but with being reset to neutral, it's back in a scary spot, especially with how light Olimar is with that back air. Finds its mark, and Fleetwood, despite an early lead, is actually unable to put on too much more.
Oh yeah, Myrtle still could show some signs of life here, but
oh my god.
Spike fair. Oh man.
Yeah, Fleetwood missed like 9 opportunities to get some sort of extension off the back of that, but unfortunately, Smurtle, no punish.
But the double purples.
They're back. The next minecart will do the trick, and Olimar's lightweight is really coming to bite him here, and you can't grab through the block! You can't! And Schmertle now in a desperate position as only 57% is on the back of Fleetwood, and this jab combo is coming out. The SDI is enough.
Good job for Schmertle SDing out of that. Now trying to... Kind of just seems a bit like flailing here. Chuck and Pikmin hoping for anything of the best. Kind of just, like we saw with that attempt to grab through the wall.
The worst DI you've ever seen! What is happening in the ledge? What's the setup? Nothing, just the explosion coming out from Fleetwood and keeping it basic, but basic with Steve is effective. 87% is kill percent to one of these diamond back airs, one of these diamond F smashes, and so here's your chance, Smurtle. Here's your chance with the read. Does up throw do it? It doesn't.
No, not just yet. They're trying to. It's a tough thing to do, trying to contest minecart. Okay,
it does.
It's another one. Okay.
That's 2 stocks taken.
2 stocks.
It's not where you want to be. Quite frankly, I wanted to say, that's not so bad, but considering you're already 3 stocks down, you really need this third. And 87% is a scary spot to be. Schmertle trying to make these smash attacks happen, trying to make these Pikmin throws happen, and the damage is racking up for Schmertle. This would be a clutch like no other.
Oh, but rolling an S-smash.
That is the only thing that Fleetwood could have covered, and unfortunately Schmertle, the key to the moment, catches him slipping a little bit, and Fleetwood will capitalize with an F smash. That is 6 stocks taken on the side of Manchester and 2 stocks lost. Whoever Missouri sends in next needs to take Fleetwood's next stock without losing one, or I'm about ready to call it, unfortunately.
Technically, Fleetwood has a 12 stock life here. Actually, no, not really.
No, he lost a couple. He has taken 12 stocks over the course of 2 performances that we've seen back to back here, and
consistency.
I mean, they threw him in as the anchor because they knew how strong this guy was going to come out and look, and with how close that last game got, I think they were just saying to themselves, let's secure this. Let's make this happen. Let's get this dub right off the rip. And I can't help but think, if you're Missouri, if you had sent Aether in against anyone but Fleetwood, you're probably in a better spot here. You know what I mean? Like, both Bus and Schmerta were able to take 2 stocks off of Fleetwood. Both of them were. And so in a perfect world, Fleetwood's only able to take 3 to 4 stocks. if you get both those guys going in one after the other. The problem is those guys didn't go in one after the other. You know, they went in either after Aether or before Aether, who got 3 stocks, which means in both situations we find Fleetwood taking 6 stocks instead of what could have just been 4.
It's a brutal situation because with that like blind character pick for the next game, you kind of I imagine Mizzou assumed Manchester was going to keep Fleetwood as the anchor. Well, Manchester was probably like, we're going to ride the hot hand here, throw in Fleetwood first because Fleetwood has probably the best matchup spread against their entire team when you look at character-wise. And so far, they're performing exactly like that. Just 6 stocks both times. Still going. There's room for improvement.
And here comes Bus, baby. Bus needs to take this stock without losing one. And I mean, like, that's just how it is, unfortunately. If you're down this much as Missouri, you need to take this stock off of Fleetwood because, you know, Snake and Bus are players and characters that can make comebacks happen. Snake in particular, you know, we've seen it over the course of a couple different weeks where Snake players were able to be the difference maker. Specifically, Angel Eyes last week had just a breakout performance. And so I think those are opportunities that you need to take if you're Missouri. These are players that need to turn up, and Fleetwood, he's looking to say goodnight before this game even begins.
Yeah, and there we go. Another dash tag. I already like the difference in the style of just. Sorry, the stylistic difference. Oh,
okay.
Whoa, careful with that. Stylistic difference between Bus and the other characters. Is Bus pushing the offensive? Early.
Yeah, Bus is really trying to get these dash attacks online. He's trying to break these walls to get Fleetwood on the back foot to take that stock early, and he's been doing a really good job so far. These grenades are finding their mark, and up tilt should find the kill. No! The block saves Fleetwood's life, and now if Fleetwood is able to take this stock, a gift from the Smash Gods.
That was also one of the, there we go. There's the back air. Good job. You see it time and time again. Almost like a Wii Fit back air to take out, and there goes Fleetwood.
He's off the board. He's off the board. He took 6 stocks, but it wasn't 7. All right, count your blessings if you're Missouri, because the comeback starts now, and the comeback starts on the back of Bus. We have Ken, we have Terry, and we have Kazia on the side of Manchester. Who do we think is coming out next?
I think Pars. I really do think it's the Kazia. I think while we did see the Kazia struggle a bit last time, I feel like the character's raw kill power, especially with 3 stocks, it's really gonna play to their advantage to be like, okay, I just have to hit Snake 4 or 5 times as long as I hit the kill conversion. And we've seen how well Pars, especially online, can get these electric wind god fist conversions. So I think Pars is probably the best answer, but still looking at it matchup wise, you have the Snake who can just sort of sit back, chuck a bunch of explosions at you, and force all these FUC characters to make their way through it. But you know,
yeah,
it's still.
I don't think you're too thrilled about the matchup no matter what, but I do think characters with those kind of big kill moves are probably what we'll see Kazia and Terry both having those comeback mechanics. And as we talked about a little bit earlier, Terry does have those big moves. Once he passes 100%, particularly Power Geyser is very strong versus Snake. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see the Terry either, but I think if one thing's for certain is that Ken is probably coming out last.
Yeah, that's a really safe bet, I would have to say. So, gosh, Harry, Kazia, the $5.99 specials, gonna be a good one to see.
Yeah, a lot of $5.99 on this Manchester team, and we talked about their ability to stay in the game, to stay strong, to stay resilient, to use these comeback mechanics. We see, you know, Steve, Kazia, and Terry all have comeback mechanics, and you know, we alluded to it once again at the start of this match. Even if it looks like Missouri is winning, they are just the completely wrong read. Completely off the charts, and we thought anything but this Ken were coming out.
Apparently, it was not a safe bet.
And I guess maybe it's because he has access to that Hadouken. He's able to have a projectile at his disposal for this matchup. It could make a little bit of a difference, but I think Grenade is a tough one for Ken to deal with in this matchup. We're also seeing Yoshi's Island. It's better than Smashville because of those early kill percents, but it is still kind of a tricky stage to play against Snake on, and this rule set at this point is not really lending itself to the character pool of Manchester.
Yeah, it is a triplats, but it also has a very low ceiling. So characters like Ken are going to be able to kill a lot earlier with their Shoryu off the top. But it also means the characters like Snake are going to be able to kill with C4 off the top quicker. So it's, you know, oh my goodness.
And that's the second misinput F smash that we've seen out of Bus. I don't know what he's going for when that happens. And that was some of the most suspect DI we've seen all day. It can be hard to DI a Shoryuken that you're not expecting, especially because the angle is down and out, but that is not what you like to see. That being said, a 2-frame will answer back as the Shoryuken hits the grenade, allowing the down smash to come through on the side of Bus.
Now, Bus just sort of trying to get stuff set up again. Unfortunately, trying to make it from this ledge. Finally, Dash Cycle get it. And Maki doing a good job almost, but now too low percent, I think, letting that Shoryuken rip. Gonna try and force their way in, get a couple of these down tilt conversions, but really, really tricky.
We've seen Bus go for a couple of these jump forward air reads. They haven't really worked any of the time, but if there is a way to get yourself back in a game that you were losing, that is one of them. And so I like the fact that Bus has that sense of urgency, has that sense of pace behind those reads, but Manchester is smart enough to not fall for them.
Stay strong, Tamaki. Gets heated.
Oh, no air dodge.
How you gonna get around it? Not gonna, and that's gonna be 2 stocks. Now, the hill gets shorter.
Yeah, the fact that Bus actually, the fact that Tamaki air dodges earlier makes that Nikita hit really, really easy on the side of Bus. But
okay,
is that a conversion off the grenade?
I have no clue what just happened.
That was incredible.
Did the same Shoryu like hit the first and third hitbox?
No, it looked like the grenade popped him up and he shoryed after the grenade.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's what it looked like. We made the instant replay and perhaps necessary on that play. Snapping ledge though, Bus, he needs this. He needs to take this stock. He loses it. Oh, and what could have been a conversion just missed for Tamaki. An aggressive way back on stage, but only punished with a dash attack, now 70%, and we've seen how early the Shoryuken can kill, and it seems like Bus is not totally familiar with the DI on Shoryuken.
Letting it rip, letting it time
okay,
again.
never mind, he's got it.
Still
But these Shoryukens are coming out fast
and
furious, and the SD, he air dodges a little too far off stage to snap the ledge, and now the nightmare, the dream becomes the nightmare. Maximus's. It looked like there was a chance for Bus to put us back in this series, and it is immediately stifled. This is so hard. It is so hard because we need to see Giggles make a stronger comeback than Fleetwood did last series. That's just how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Last time Fleetwood took 6, Giggles has to take 7, so Giggles has to one-up Fleetwood. And against an Ike against Ken, Kazuya, 1 stock of Ken, and then 3 stocks of Kazuya and Terry, that's a tall order.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a very tough spot to come back from. And so it starts with taking 1 on the side of Ken without losing 1. It starts with getting Manchester down to 6 while remaining at 3. But Giggles, this is when you take a deep breath. You need to, one of those big ones.
Line your chi energy.
And it is worth mentioning, he did 2-stock the Terry player on the side of Manchester the first time that they did face off. And so if he's able to take this stock off of Ken, able to force out the Terry, and able to take 2 of those stocks with only losing 1, a 2 versus 3 could be in the cards.
Very well, could be. So obviously we still know who's coming in next. I think that specifically for Tamaki, like we said with whatever, like what Mizzou tries to do, put the foot down, try to, really just focus up, put him away through one step at a time. Yeah, it's just tough, really. Giggles has like you said, take it one stock at a time. Meanwhile, Tamaki knows, hey, if I take one, this game's probably curtains.
Yeah. If Tamaki's able to put one on the board here, it goes from bad to worse. And so I think we've kind of set up the dream. We've set up what is possible. And the perfect situation sees Giggles in a 2-stock versus 3-stock against Pars, but it starts here. It starts against Tamaki. This stock needs to go.
Has to go, and has to go fast too before Sasha can do anything to really establish what Giggles' game plan is. So far, doing a good job just walling out with some tokens. Nice grab.
Okay, I was wondering if he actually lost the jump there or not, and converting off the shore Yukin from the ledge for 75% in the F smash. There's no jump now, and no contest on the recovery. He had the read.
My goodness.
The stock is gone, and Tamaki just said, it's done. It's over. Goodbye. Good night, Giggles. I saw it in your eyes, a glint of hope, a chance to win this, and I'm here to put that flame out before it turns into something way worse.
At this point, the game turns into just perfect timing for Giggles because it's going to be really tough.
No jump!
Oh my goodness.
He keeps reading the air dodges and pulling the trigger too early. This could be even worse.
Giggles is going to have a very tough time contesting Tamaki's recovery because it's going to be able to shark him underneath the ledge. But right now, Giggles not able to get anything started, has to try and just take this last one, but still. Oh my goodness, run up. Shoryu again, another stock.
I mean, it's a matter of time, unfortunately. This is Giggles. Giggles is playing for pride at this point to take a stock, to put one on the board, and unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to be able to even do that. Tamaki, kind of a man reborn after losing to Olimar in the first set.
Back throw, going off stage, trying to, you know what, I like that idea. Try to catch on the return to get the spike hitbox, but not going to do it just yet. Lands on platform into the Shoryu, not done yet. Tamaki's like, you know what, I'll finish it myself. I will finish it myself. Pars augment, you can sit back, I got this, guys.
And what a reversal from that original crew battle that went down to the wire that required a 6-stock comeback. Manchester answers back with 7 in the bank. They're gonna go up 2-0, showing us why they had such a deep run last year and putting them at 4-0 on the season. We're gonna go to a quick break, but we'll be back with an interview with the winners. Welcome back, everybody. In case you just missed it, we saw Manchester go up 2-0 in the crew battle. We've got Augment here. Tell us a little bit about how that went down and how the first set looked so different from the second one. How are you doing today, Augment? Can you hear us?
So,
okay.
I'm doing good. It feels great to get this win. I'm hearing two people at the same time, like two inputs.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, wait,
give it a second to sort that
All right,
out.
I'm good. I had stream open.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
two
now we're
two
good.
of us on
All right,
that.
hello.
All right. Hi. I love your
All right,
earrings,
from
by the way.
top. Oh, thank you. My sister
Yeah,
got them for me. I believe she's watching right now. So, hello.
Shout out of a lifetime. There you go. You guys, it looked a little shaky in that first set. It required a 6-star comeback on the side of Fleetwood. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys were thinking at the end of that first set and kind of the adjustments that you made going into the second one?
Absolutely. So one thing I love with our team specifically is that how good we are at kind of bouncing back. And even if we do drop game one, we know during game two we'll be able to come back better. And even when I went in and underperformed a bit for my own standards, I said, if I go in again, I can do better. I can, beat the Ike, take more than 3, go on more from that. But I was very confident in James, our Steve Fleetwood, on being able to clean up that last 6, especially because I play Sora as well. So I've given him a lot of Sora experience in the past and really how to deal with those matchups and stuff. And we knew Tamaki, our Ken player, also plays Snake himself, so he knew a lot of how to fight against Snake really well, because Snake can be a really hard matchup check, which happened for us a few, but it's a team effort, and we knew even if we did drop game one that it was so winnable, because fun fact, we actually fought this team 2 times last week in a different bracket, and we were able to get the win 2-0 there too. And I think they played much differently then because they led their Olimar this time, and Terry beats Olimar like +2. And so we would just keep myself in the back until they sent the Olimar. Them leading the Olimar kind of threw us off a bit, but we were able to bounce back.
Yeah, so you made mention that you have players in your team that played both Sora and Tamaki played Snake. So how do you feel about sending in these players that, while the character they plan on playing doesn't have a good matchup on paper, but the knowledge they have of the character they're going in against puts them at an advantage?
I think for the Snake situation, Snake is a weird one to fight because so many Snakes do the same thing, but they just kind of do it differently. Like they cook their grenades in different ways depending on different stages and stuff. So while may have fought against his Snake a lot, he has a lot of understanding of Snake as a character and what he can do through there. And while Sora's can fight more traditionally the same, spell spam, nair conversions and stuff like that, that's when you're able to know to get those conversions stuff.
All right, and so you guys are up 4-0 on the season now. That's it's hard to argue with that kind of start. Is there any sort of secret sauce that has been going into these matches, or something that you guys have been doing to put yourself ahead of the game so much here?
Well, we were practicing all the time. We just did a Wi-Fi bracket as a group yesterday. We're VOD reviewing every day, doing our best to get better. We all play high/top tiers too, so you gotta like that. So we really just are a big team together, and these are like my best friends in the world. So kind of knowing that no matter how you perform or whatever, they'll always have your back no matter what, knowing that I may have not done as well as I wanted, but next time I know my team has confidence in me being able to do just as well. So lots of practice, playing good characters, and just great team synergy with each other.
That's awesome.
That just speaks to the truth of the heart of the battle experience. That's all questions I got.
You're absolutely right. And so the power of friendship wins once again,
Absolutely. It definitely does. Yep.
As demonstrated by Manchester. Well, we are going to let you go. If you have anything to say, anyone to shout out before we see you off, do so now. And then
I'll shout out Fleetwood, James, and Tamaki Mitch on our team for outstanding performance as well, and Pars on Kazi as well. You know, it's a team, and myself, I guess. It's a team effort. You know.
The whole squad.
Of course. And all of Manchester, and I know my family's watching at home, so hello to them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Augment. I have confidence that we'll see more of Manchester in the future. Good luck to you guys. We'll see you around.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
All right, and that closes out the first crew battle of the evening, but don't go anywhere, because on the other side of this break, we'll have another one coming right up. Welcome back, everybody, to week 4 of the NACE Star League Super Smash Brothers circuit. We are hopping into another crew battle. You thought one was as good as it got? No, there's more today. We're going to be watching Ringling face off against Kennesaw State in this crew battle. Both these teams on the schedule here undefeated as well. And so our entire board across the day is 2-0 on the side of every team, or 2 or 3-0 that is. And so these guys, just like the last squads, one team is going to be moving even further ahead into that advantage, and the other team is going to be taking a loss for the first time.
And you can see on both teams for the Ringling Rollers, they got Raw Sauce, Asian Check, Tachio, Sophie, and Ionis. And then for Kennesaw, there is Insomnia, Ganondorf, which is a great name, Frost Shock, Twist, and Lunar. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We could only find, at least through the Smash data research I do, can only find characters on the side of Ringling College, with there being Raw Sauce currently being a Pokemon trainer, Asian Shack with a Pac-Man, Tachio with a Falco, and Sophie with a Wii Fit. That's a pretty balanced team right there. Unfortunately, unable to find anything for Kennesaw, but I imagine they'll be packing some heat.
Yeah, if Ganondorf doesn't play Ganondorf, I'm gonna be a little choked. I'm gonna be a little choked, but I think, coming on the characters from the side of Ringling, it's kind of what you expect from an online bracket, right? We got a couple zoners with the Pac-Man between the Wii Fit, those sort of characters are coming in, and they're gonna slow down the pace, right? And in the situation that we're in, where these crew battles are taking place online, zoners do have a little bit of an advantage with that reaction time cut down a little bit. And so I think Ringling, with a very almost quote unquote meta squad as far as their players are concerned.
Yeah, you look at the stuff like you have the 3-in-1 package with the Pokemon trainer, being able to sort of change their weights as their percentage gets higher. You have, like you said, this is now the third, I guess. Oh, yeah, no, the streak was broken because we had 2 Pac-Men last week, and now we get another one this time. And we just see how strong that character is on Wi-Fi with their ability to just set up whatever and like keep you guessing of where exactly to look. Falco, which is a very combo heavy character that can just sort of keep you locked down for a long time on Wi-Fi. And then the Wii Fit as well, another character who benefits greatly from Wi-Fi with the deep breathing and sort of being able to pull a kill out of nowhere. And it's a very balanced team from top to bottom with their strengths, obviously. But yeah, I think there's a case to be made that there's not enough disjoints in there. So that'll be good to see how Kennesaw counteracts it.
Yeah, there is some counter pickability in that squad. Characters like Wii Fit, characters like Falco aren't the highest on the tier list. And so, there are characters in the game who do give them a pretty tough time. That being said, we're going to hop to a quick break while the players get ready, but don't go anywhere because Ringling versus KSU will be up when we return. Welcome back, everybody, and no time will be wasted as Ringling gets set to take on Kennesaw in this crew battle. Starting out, we're seeing Raw Sauce, Pokemon Trainer, and Insomnia on the side of Joker.
Alrighty, getting out to a good start here. Insomnia trying to get, oh wow, nice little regrab. Okay, up air. Doesn't go for the up B to extend the combo a little bit. Now, Raw Sauce just sort of being walled out here. How long are they going to stay on the Squirtle? Hopefully they can try and get that one little grab combo before they switch to the Ivysaur, but swap is looking more and more prevalent as the percent builds.
Yeah, this is actually a favorable matchup on the side of Raw Sauce. Pokemon Trainer generally considered to be one of Joker's harder matchups, just because the ability to switch characters allows Pokemon Trainer to oftentimes live that Arsene a little longer. That being said, we've seen great stuff from Insomnia at the start of this stock. The biggest thing is going to be if they can close it out.
Right now, there's a switch to Ivysaur, trying to get the big Nair off stage. Arsene has yet to make an appearance, and still yet. Okay, there's a little drag down. There's Arsene.
This is where things start to get scary because Raw Sauce is well within kill percent, going back to the ledge. I don't know if I agree with it. Then the roll is caught by the back air. 54% only on the side of Insomnia, and Arsene still over halfway charged.
Okay, nice little confirm there. Catch the missed tech on the platform. Gun still doing a lot of damage, and there goes Arsene.
All right, now off stage, what can you do at the ledge? How do you take this Joker out? A get-up attack could have been punished with an F-smash, but unfortunately, Raw Sauce not prepared with that punish.
I like that idea, though. Raw Sauce going for a ledge trump, not finding it there, but nice little eat that roll in it now. Yep.
Oh,
How
wait.
are you going to get back
this
to
is
ledge?
So scary. The Charizard switch is forced out. The up B will make it, but why? The air dodge.
The air dodge.
That's a tough one because that is a complete error and just a matchup check thing. You do not need to air dodge after down gun from that far away, and Raw Sauce at a gigantic deficit in this first game.
Still hasn't taken a first stock yet. Trying to make any kind of progress here. At 111%, it should be pretty easy, but Insomnia's playing hot right now.
Yeah, and to stick to this Squirtle, I was going to say a little long for my taste. The Ivysaur will come out, but this is the chance for Joker to make something happen. Honestly, I would have gone right to Charizard.
Yeah, especially the way that this game is going.
Oh my gosh, that could have been it. Another Arsene on the board, and the DI is not there! Raw Sauce! 3 sauce! 3 stocked in game 1, and we've seen too many 3 stocks today. Too many. What was that? The 3rd one? The 4th one?
Yeah, easily third one right now, and yeah, just a questionable DI there from the down throw, just pretty much teeing up the back air for Insomnia.
Yeah.
And unable to get one against the Joker is really, really rough. As like looking forward, because there's still a whole bunch of question marks as to who is sitting on Kennesaw's bench. Like what players, what characters lie in store. So
yeah, that's a tough one in particular too, because you're gonna have 3 Arsenes to deal with now for your next player coming out, which makes the 3 stock coming back even more unlikely. And even further, Pokemon Trainer is close to as good of a matchup as you could hope for against Joker as far as top tiers go. And so to have that turn into a 3 stock, Kennesaw early days, but has been setting themselves up well for this.
yeah, standing strong here. good 3-stock lead. Trying to figure out exactly who's going to be coming in next for Ringling. We've seen how well Pac-Man does in this matchup so far, from last week with Shenandoah and also Shawnee State. You got to think that Pac-Man is a pretty easy choice, but I think it could also just go down to like which player on the team is most comfortable with going against a Joker.
It can be really tricky, right? Because Pac-Man, while decent in the matchup, it's not surefire by anything, right? No. And when you have Arsene on the board, kind of anything can go wrong. But the Pac-Man is coming out, and we are seeing that pick on the Kalos Pokemon Stadium. It will allow for Pac-Man to live a little bit longer. This could be a great choice or a really bad choice, depending on how these Arsene stocks go.
So far, untouched. Insomnia finally getting a...
Is Insomnia just the GOAT, man? Like, who is this guy?
Where'd he come from? He's cooking. He's cooking.
And on a character that is hard. Joker, by every stretch of the imagination, is a top tier, but by no stretch of it is he easy. And so coming in and piloting the character with this much proficiency against this Ringling squad, I'm impressed. And we are one player into this crew battle.
And still only 76% to like a growing 100. Arsene online, another backthrow situation could be another death. And that would,
oh my gosh.
Insomnia, he's fishing for it.
All right, the shield comes out, which means that stock is not gone, and this Arsene may not find the value of the other one. There's still a little bit of percent, but it's going to be on the side of Asian Sack to make sure it doesn't find the value, and it does not.
Not landing yet, but there's Bell. Up smash, not landing it, not fast enough. Good job blocking the...
nice
but
back
there's
air.
4.
That was such a good bait. Short hopping to the platform, fast falling, and then double jumping into that back air once the shield was dropped. A great bait on the side of Insomnia, and a really good job taking that stock off. But 136% at Arsene, not looking likely until that counter was hit.
And another Arsene, and a lot more damage. Oh, wow, look at that.
Oh, no. He's got no jump.
Immediately.
Okay, no conversion, no additional pressure because of the lack of jump, but that shield is getting low. A forward smash will take it here.
Oh, trying to reflect it? No, but there's the little apple setup.
Oh, and that could have been a forward smash as well. That could have been the stock, and an aggressive fair off stage actually allows Asian Shack to get back on, but Insomnia, a couple of forward smash opportunities missed.
Check those.
That's a great tech.
Phenomenal tech. And now still at 167 to 88. Insomnia's gotten more than their fair share of extra credit on this one. Asian Shack just trying to do anything to take any stock off at Insomnia.
Yeah, this is so tough. And now that counter pick, man, that counter pick of Kalos Pokemon League working against Asian Shack as we see Insomnia living for way too long. Somebody take a stock, please. Somebody help.
They cannot stop Insomnia. Insomnia comes for us all.
Oh my god.
And riding the wave too from the fire hydrant.
All I know is after this match, Joker's about to start looking like Ringling's sleep paralysis demon, man. That is too much value for one Joker to have. This stock, man, please get one. 174. Pac-Man has so many kill options here, and back air is one of them. The stock secured, but your heart and soul are very much going out to Ringling right now because this has been domination from Insomnia.
Up B2. Okay, still holding on, but just the pressure with down gun off stage, trying to force a mistake from Asian Shack, not finding anything just yet. 85%. Oh my goodness, wanted to end it right there.
Unreal awareness from Insomnia, getting the regrab on that upper. Dude, this guy is amazing. Genuinely, this dude is incredible. The forward smash comes out and just misses. This is such a tough spot to be in, and misses the counter. A chance for Asian Shack to take this stock. The forward smash will do it by the ledge, but that should be the conversion. No, just a little bit too high.
And another thing to keep in mind is Insomnia oh my gosh, Insomnia's doing a fantastic job of avoiding all of these
Oh my gosh, these
Hydra traps.
angles from Asian Tech are incredible. The up smash almost takes one. If he's able to take two here, that is miraculous.
Oh my, look at how much bar that is.
Bella's online. The regrab comes through, but the down throw!
Back air.
It'll do it, man, from there.
Just barely. I have a feeling that was a situation where Asian Shack air dodged to try and live just that little bit more, but sometimes when you do that, it throws you back a bit before it sends you forward, and it kills you anyway.
Two players, one stock, infinity nightmares tonight when you finally do fall asleep. But Insomnia, the boogeyman, making sure that you never ever do. This guy is unstoppable right now. What do you do? What do you do, man? Like what? What do you do?
Hope to contain him. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
It's just like we need something to turn this momentum out of the side of Kansas, because momentum is a thing, and that's part of what is making this so significant. You can bet your entire life savings that Insomnia is feeling himself right now. They are feeling so hot about everything that has happened so far, and they are ready to push it all the way. We need someone to come in and just put a stop to it, put the brakes on Insomnia and this Kennesaw squad, because it is already farther than it should have gone, and there's still two stocks on this guy. The Wii Fit trainer comes out, and quite frankly, this matchup is not good.
Huh? Oh, I think probably at wrong stage.
Probably. Didn't want the stage, yeah.
We're gonna do a slight run back.
This is something, man. This is something. All right, we're back. We're just
How do you
gonna
feel about the Wii Fit pick? Because I'm feeling.
I mean, what was the other option? Really, like Falco? That's also really bad. It's just like
it's both. It's extra rough just because of the level that Insomnia is playing at. It's really hard to contest.
Yeah, and the tough thing is, oftentimes Wii Fit trainer mains will like to go for that ledge stall. They'll like to go for that ledge pressure. That sets them up so well with the soccer ball, and it sets them up with that offstage play. That is really hard to do against Joker. Really hard. One, because Joker is such a strong character at the ledge with retreating there into F-tilt. But two, because Joker can just Rebels guard. Right? Anytime you soccer ball predictably, Joker will Rebels guard. We have Live and Learn playing in the background, and quite frankly, Ringling is living and learning that this Joker is not to be messed with.
No, not one bit. As already we're seeing he's in the kitchen. Insomnia's in the kitchen with 51% off the start, not even a minute in, and already looking to take a 7th stock.
Dude, this guy is inspiring. This guy makes me want to play Smash, man. What is this? It's the best Joker I've ever seen.
Now listen, MK Leo got released by T1 today. I don't want to say Smurfing coming, but my goodness.
Did he change his tag, man?
Hotter than the best player in the world right now. Insomnia is going absolutely nutty.
Oh my gosh, and the gun used as a method of sending the soccer ball back towards Wii Fit is so smart. It's something I didn't even consider in this matchup, but Insomnia more than prepared, 50% now. Arsene is online, and this stock could go in a millisecond. These down airs are coming out the roll.
It's going to do it.
A little crusty, and Insomnia is on their 7th stock.
And only at 50% too, and that can be made up in an instant, like we're gonna see right here, because there's 48. Arsene is still out. We
need to get someone on the line. We need to call someone. We need
National Guard, send to the army. We need something.
Where's somebody to help.
Special Forces.
Where is Ringling's Guardian? Where they are lost. We need SOS. We need someone, because Wii Fit trainer, the players on the squad right now are not enough to stop Insomnia's reign of terror.
It still gets the down smash. I love that. Hits Nair one, going so deep, does not matter. Another one. I mean, at this point,
he's going so
deep.
Okay, down tilt comes out, soccer ball off stage. There's the parry, or the down B that we were talking about that allows him to get Arsene back online in the back air. Out of shield.
Another
8.
one.
Make it 9. See what happens. Stop him. Honestly, I dare you to stop him. I dare you to try to stop him. The up smash.
There's one.
Coming out in the clutch. That is what Sophie absolutely needed. You need to take one, but quite honestly, you needed to take all 3 without losing one, and we're already on our last stock here.
Insomnia. I bet Insomnia wants to finish this last one with a spike. One thing they haven't gotten yet really cemented is a star-making performance. And right now, though, Sophia trying to make up for lost time as they're putting on a lot of percent early, but Arsene already out to play.
Yeah, Sophie's coming back here. Sophie, a second lease on life. We said help, and Sophie's saying, the help is on the way. Here I am. Let's make this happen. And 110% this Arsene found no value. And for the first time this series, Insomnia is facing some sort of adversity.
Yeah, so trying to make any kind of comeback up. It's trying to see, like, they start hot. Oh my goodness.
What a bait! What a bait on the side of Sophie, using the soccer ball to extend the hitbox of up smash. Insomnia jumps into it, and that's it. The demon's gone. Sophie, honestly, the MVP of Ringling right now for taking 2 stocks off of Insomnia. That guy went on an absolute heater. And now Ringling, a huge, huge deficit as Insomnia takes 8 stocks.
And you got to see, okay, so that was Insomnia. They have 3 more players left. It's interesting to see, because like we said earlier, we didn't know Insomnia was going to come out with that joke. We could not find much character data on these players, but my goodness, if all of Kennesaw is going to play that hot.
Yeah, it's the rest. Are the rest of them that good? That's my question.
Move out the way. This team is in for a run, if that is the case, because still haven't seen Ganondorf. Whether or not they are a Ganondorf or not is yet to be seen. Frost Shock and Twist, and the possibilities are kind of limitless here. You just do not want to make the same mistake that, Missouri made last game, where they got really ahead and then just sort of like couldn't put it away. You gotta really, the name of the game is while a bit gruesome, stepping on the throat. You gotta put them away.
I mean, to be fair, Missouri did not have a lead like this at any point throughout that series, and holy, I don't know if my heart can handle another player coming out and having the performance that Insomnia just had. And I'm already thinking, like, can Insomnia replicate that in the next series if we get one? We're not even there yet, and I'm thinking about it. That was some of the cleanest Joker play I genuinely have seen in a very long time. That is a special player we just saw.
Absolutely perfection on the way of the Joker play. Just so high, got everything right. There were so many little things done right, like Nair 1 into baiting options, charging up smashes, waiting for roll reads. There was just minus the last Arsene we saw. Every single Arsene did something. Took a stock, did something massive. Is now, oh my goodness, we get a banjo. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
The year is 2023, and we are watching Banjo Wii Fit in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, man.
Okay, this is a very divisive character for many, but I will say I enjoy this character when they play kind of boxing style. But which is really hard to do because Banjo doesn't have the frame data for it. You're going to see a lot more kind of just slow Banjo play, like a lot more grenades and stuff like that, like the Brigo Blaster. That said, the character is one of the most satisfying players to land in the game.
This is such a weird character pick for me, though. It feels to me like Banjo, of all characters, is not that great against Wii Fit. You know what I mean? And now, we're seeing this bomb play at the...
Pardon?
That killed?
Yes,
it did not, man.
Yes, it does.
That was like 30. He was at 30. That's not fair.
It was stacking things on top of each other. There was a grenade.
I don't care.
There was a soccer ball.
I don't care.
And
that should not do that. What?
Grenade hit, soccer ball back into Wii Fit, and then Wonder Wing hit after that. So that's like what, 90% in like 0.1 seconds? It's balanced.
That's so cool.
You got hit by it. Shake my hand.
What a maneuver! That was just that. And that's the nail in the coffin for Ringling. I hate to say it, but losing your dream stock there at about 40% before the hit, having that side B come through, And honestly, like it was a good side B. It was a read on the header from ledge, which we fit trainers are chronically attracted to doing. So I understand the read. I understand going for it, but I would be lying if I said I thought that was gonna kill. I didn't really think so. But now Falco is what we're expecting to see, I would imagine. And Falco Banjo probably goes well within the way of Falco.
It's tough. Like Banjo has a surprisingly good recovery, and still having 3 stocks, that's still 15 Wonder Wings to play with. That said, Falco's going to be able to take Banjo for a ride however they want. Up tilt stuff, like Falco combos are all going to land on Banjo. And given Banjo's frame data, they don't have frame 1 grenade to get out of stuff like Snake does. They have to really just sort of DI and beat out their combos. Mind you, the character is surprisingly heavy, so they're going to live for a little bit, but it's really just going to be a game of getting their openings, because while Banjo doesn't have like the most diverse and crazy combo game, they still have plenty of tools at their disposal to turn this and put away Tachio.
Yeah, Tachio needs to play clean. They need to play off the back of that reflector, the neutral B, when Banjo is trying to camp them out. And on the side of Twist, even 1 stock here is more than enough. Twist could get 3 stock here, and I wouldn't be worried.
There, okay, there we go. Starting to see stuff just ramp up a little bit, but that's another thing. Not many people know just the kind of versatility that Banjo up air has. That double wing attack. But oh my goodness,
okay.
If they're gonna come out with the this is an experienced Banjo, because they have all of the extensions and they don't really care if they lose all these Wonder Wings because they still took the stock. And now just sort of play sort of that spacing game, trying to get something started up again.
Yeah, and like we saw on the side of Missouri, now Ringling is playing for pride. This is well outside of the realm of possibility, but Tachio gonna put a couple on the board and say, it's a best of 3 for a reason, and I'm gonna take some stocks. I'm gonna come out confident in the next one. Twist saying, you thought Insomnia was bad. I'm hardly just getting started.
Yeah, we got the Banjo here. Everybody's kind of been sauced on by a Joker before, but have you been sauced on by a Banjo? Well, I have. Shout out Porky. Wonderful.
Yeah, and that's Wonder Wing off the board, so these early stocks gonna be gone, but that doesn't mean an F smash can't come out, and I just looked into my crystal ball for that one. I'll tell you that much. I saw it happen right before it did, and Twist, more than willing to capitalize, looking to put this crew battle away. And if KSU ends this with 4 stocks lost, that is a powerful statement on the end of there.
That is both a physical and mental victory in many, many ways. But yeah, still only 45%, still has all these Wonder Wings online. Okay, if you're landing short hop fair, just raw, you're in your opponent's head. My goodness. Twist is going crazy here.
All right, the Wonder Wing back to the stage. The invincibility comes through.
Oh, my favorite conversion. Thank you.
You just pop up for Nair back throw.
It's such a unique hitbox, because you have to hit 2 hits of it for them to land in front of you. If you land 1, it's a reverse, so they send it behind you. I put too much time into this weird character.
All right, the blaster comes out, stops the side B. 123%, well within kill percent for side B, and Twist just has to find it.
Back throw.
Is that enough? It is!
Yes,
Banjo back throw is enough to close it out, and KSU, Kennesaw State, with every stock you could possibly want left over, only losing 4. Insomnia nearly doing it themselves, and it's a best of 3. There's a chance for Ringling to come back, but they're going to need to come back huge, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other end of this break for the next match. welcome back everybody to week 4 of league play in the NACE Star League Ultimate Circuit. In case you just missed it, we saw Kennesaw State put on an absolute masterclass of a crew battle between Insomnia and Twist. Only 4 stocks were lost in the entire crew battle. Maximus, how does Ringling answer back?
That's the thing, is like, you really, first and foremost, you have to neutralize Insomnia. You can't lose that many stocks against one player again.
Yeah.
You have to search for, hopefully you get, to like lose 3, 4 at max, because you still have 2 players you've never seen from Kennesaw State. Sorry, Kennesaw State. I have it written down here. And even then, behind that, you've seen what Twist can do on the banjo, and it's like, is Frostshot going to play at that level? Is Ganondorf going to play at that level? And you're just like, you're staring at the barrel of like being put through the meat grinder on this one.
Yeah, it is.
It's a rough one. It's a rough situation.
The prospects are tough, and quite frankly, mentally, it is really hard to come back from a loss like that. It can be very, very challenging to put yourself back in the right mindset necessary to win. And so I think Ringling right now just needs to be taking a deep breath and putting that in the back of their minds. As they say, the memory of a goldfish. 10 seconds, and then it's gone. Ringling cannot afford to be thinking about that match. And we're seeing Sophie versus Insomnia. Perhaps not on this stage.
Yeah, the wrong stage situation. Smashers, am I right?
Imagine knowing how to pick the right stage. That being said, I like it. Honestly, I like the counter pick from Ringling, because Sophie actually was able to take 2 stocks off of Insomnia. That was the best performance we saw out of anybody on that Ringling squad. And so I think if Sophie's able to take 2 again, you put yourself in the best position possible as Ringling to make this one more competitive than it was. So I like the counter pick. I think it went in their favor for this one, but in their favor is like in air quotations, because as long as Insomnia is out, I am worried. I am worried for this Ringling team. And no, they did want this stage.
Okay, interesting.
Cool. What a world we live in.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Already starting off, we're seeing a bit of a difference here. Insomnia still keeping up that high pressure, wanting to make sure you don't have time to think kind of gameplay. And right now, Sophie making some comeback, showing like, hey, I can do it too. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, this is really going to be on Sophie to find those gaps in the pressure and capitalize on them, because Insomnia does play very fast. That does mean they do open themselves up for counterattack opportunities just like that, and Sophie just has to find them.
If you're Insomnia, you got to be careful. You've done a great job of like reading your opponent's openings and what in the world? Oh, and deep again for more back airs.
What a whiff! That should have been the stock. By all intents and purposes, that should have been it. And Insomnia lets that one go by the wayside. A rare miss from this guy. And Sophie trying to get this first stock. Deep breathing's online.
Yeah, you got to play this thing extra careful now. Back air. Oh, clean. Great job avoiding the soccer ball, making it through to take the first stock.
130% is certainly not healthy, though. Off stage now. The roll is caught!
I think they wanted to roll in on the platform too.
Insomnia has looked so good at catching these rolls. It has been certifiably insane. Off stage now with Arsene. A chance! Aegon.
Side B.
Yeah, we'll allow him to get back on stage. And 60% is a scary spot to be against Arsene! Going high, though. Sophie's going to make it back to the stage, and the soccer ball will allow them off the ledge. That being said, this should be it. A rare miss from Insomnia. Keeps that stock alive for Sophie.
Still, we see the idea they wanted to get through there with the drag down up air up smash, not landing it just yet. Now soccer ball coming out 192 to 100%. You think like, I'll just sort of let it all hang out.
Yeah,
there's the F tilt.
The forward tilt will take him. So before things get too dire, Sophie is able to take one and put on another 28%. That being said, this stock is far from healthy, and Insomnia will take it.
The consistency with these back air punishes is scary, because it doesn't matter like what you do off stage. Eventually, you're just going to be in that place where, I don't have the resources, and now there's a back air coming. Time and time again, we've seen it happen, and goodness, it's just something to be feared.
This is, I mean, it's clean as clean can be, and Insomnia saying, honestly, I want you to do less well than last time. You got 2 last time, let me make that 1. Arsene not even used on this stock yet, and Sophie is well within kill percent.
Still given no time to think. Oh, and I love the game plan from Insomnia.
Go jump.
Any percent is good percent.
Oh, the miss!
Missed it.
And Insomnia has actually been having a hard time gimping Sophie's recovery. The hula hoops proving to be a little bit tricky, and no
there
up
was
smash.
the punish.
That could have been the game. Insomnia not ready for the high recovery and expecting the roll there. The air dodge in actually gets Sophie back onto the stage, but the back air will take it, and Insomnia, he never left. 2 stocks left on this. Don't let it happen again. Not again.
While you have a magic 8 ball from last game, I got my crystal ball. I messed that joke up. I have my magic 8 ball I got at the gas station, shaking. I'm like, hey, is it gonna happen again? It's saying most likely.
Yeah. You gave it a shake, and the gods above are not yielding it. Unfortunate start for
Last time
Ringling.
takes 2.
Yeah.
This time takes 1. Insomnia still has the insane pressure speed that we've seen. Obviously, once they got knocked out, they just moved to another setup in like probably their esports lab. Keep their hands warm for this, because my goodness, nothing has changed.
No, that was fast, and that was furious on the side of Insomnia. And if you're Ringling, you wanted to do better, not worse, in those situations. 1 stock taken off. That being said, there's 2 more players that can come out, that can do better, that can show that they didn't perform to their best. And now a stock off of Insomnia. If we're gonna have to do it one at a time, we're gonna have to do it one at a time.
Now, just to keep the folks at home in mind, both of these teams are currently 2-0. Ringling College is also undefeated in the same way Kennesaw is undefeated. But you wouldn't get that impression from the way these games are going with Insomnia just running things. But yes, Insomnia is just that good today. Possibly every day. Most likely every day, the way you're playing.
It's so hard to know, too, right? It's like, where did this guy come from? I've never heard of him before. He's looking unbelievable in these games with a character that we would generally consider to be less strong in a format like this. The Joker is working wonders. It has been consistently finding these stocks against this Ringling team. And I'm wondering, like, did this guy just level up? What happened?
Came out of nowhere and is playing it at a level we almost haven't even seen yet so far from any player at their ability to get through their opponent's defenses, keep applying pressure. And right now we're going back to raw sauce to hopefully make a difference. But we saw how well they did against Insomnia last time, eating a 3 stock.
Yeah, and I think the 3 stock happening again almost feels unlikely. 3 stocks are a mixture of skill and a little bit of luck. It is rare that you're able to double 3 stock your opponent, even if there is a gigantic skill gap. And so I would expect Raw Sauce to get 1 here. If Insomnia is able to put another 3 stock on the board against Raw Sauce, I don't even want to think about the consequences.
I mean, hey, it could be very similar to what we saw last time with Fleetwood and Aether, so don't let it happen to you.
All right.
Now things getting started once again, basically even minus the stock differential.
It's a pretty, a better start on the side of Raw Sauce. He's able to do a little bit of damage. He's not at as high a percent once this Arsene finally came out. And so if he's able to live, this game's looking pretty good, honestly, as he's got the percent lead and the stock lead.
Yeah, and the down gun, you see how much power Arsene adds to the gun ability.
Side B
Every bit of percent they can, which is really, really important against a character like Squirtle, who can be very evasive and hard to hit.
Ooh,
okay,
the jump taken. This is huge.
Right down there.
That might be the stock. The air dodge comes out, but The punish is there in the air dodge again. Can Joker get back?
Doesn't
No! And so Insomnia, the performance that we saw last series, stifled at the very least a little bit as Rossos is able to improve.
Harry, there we go. Okay, drag down, up air, down smash.
Not quite killing. Ivysaur off stage now, does get back, and the last hit of that nair makes sure they don't get back aired in the jump. Now called out. Rossos, second least on life after that 3-stock came in.
Here.
Oh, the jump!
Back air. Another
This is
nair.
such a bad spot.
Oh, still make it back. Doesn't even go for the down air.
That could have been a down air, that could have been a forward smash, that could have been anything, and now the Charizard is out. We'll be living a little longer, but our Shen, such kill power right now, it is gone. Early up B. And is Rossos gonna get a 2-stock?
Forward throw off stage.
Oh, it could have been a
flamethrower. Oh, the back air.
It kills Rossos! The 2-stock against Insomnia, and Ringling is back in this at 9-9.
Right back in this. And dang, you did exactly what you had to do. Only taking 4, evened it right back up, and now back to square one, and you don't have Insomnia to deal with.
He didn't even take 4. He took 3.
No, you're right. You took 3.
3 down from 8. I mean, that is just a step up from Rossos. What a performance from that guy in terms of bringing this back. And now we're going to see a matchup that we haven't seen before. Even if Twist is put in against this Pokemon trainer, they did not get to play in the last series. And so kind of entering uncharted territory for this Ringling squad.
And like we saw from Twist last time, apparently, like, if that is just to be seen, like what the level of play is that Kennesaw State has, then my goodness, this is still just going to be a very difficult fight for Ringling. But so far, so good. Rossos still having 3 stocks intact, and now we get to. Are we going to get a question answered, or are they going to throw in somebody else? Or are you going to hit Banjo?
How do you feel about Banjo Pokemon Trainer? I have no idea how that matchup would even be maneuvered.
It's much more of a I would say a zoning heavy matchup, but the way that Twist plays Banjo in particular, I think it would be no trouble for them. Yes, you do have to deal with the kind of like Ivysaur stuff of a bunch of range that you don't have, but you do have something to contest Razor Leaf. You have basically the same Nair, if not they're just different sizes. And then you can still deal with Squirtle quite easily, and you have a weight similar to Charizard.
Okay, we do see Twist,
we're gonna find it out right here. Keeping the Ganondorf Frost Shock mystery, as here comes Twist.
Yeah, 3 stocks versus 3 stocks, even for these teams for the first time in what feels like forever. Ringling, a chance at this, but Rossos, seemingly the player that really, really needs to show up here.
Yeah, and okay, here we go. Starting these Squirtle combos early, getting 50% and more plus.
All right, the side B used to get back onto the stage, but Rossos is not done. 90% nearly unanswered from Rossos. And where was this guy in the first series?
Uh-oh, side B off stage, but making it back with the up B as well. 100%, pretty much unanswered. Here we go, there's a ferret ledge. Not going to get anything else.
Ivysaur is now out, had enough of the Squirtle, and at 112%. This stock is on its last legs for Twist. If Ivysaur is able to find anything significant, this zoning battle begins now with the Razor Leaf.
Ol probably wants to get something like... They're looking for something to confirm into Wonder Wing. I just know that. Oh gosh, but they're just letting it rip at this point. Here comes the Charizard. Gotta be careful with that back air.
Yeah, honestly, almost everything for Charizard.
And the
back air, the up
well.
smash. Such a great scoop hitbox and such a great option out of shield. That's why Charizard is so threatening from this Pokemon trainer. Now, off stage, Ringling's taking the lead.
I mean, we almost unheard of him just seen that first game, but now, yes, got that lead. Now, how's Twist gonna answer back? Hey, there's Grenade. Off-stage pressure, okay, force Ivysaur to do something. Ooh. There you go. 2 frame.
And we will have to switch to the Charizard. Here is
the
enough. It is.
That egg is surprisingly good at taking all your opponent's offstage resources, but the double doesn't get the up tilt, which would have killed.
He will get it there. It is true. It is true.
Such a weird character. Has Snake up tilt without the insane hitbox it has,
and kill power.
Yeah, but still, it's still a kill move. But you just have to have your opponent like directly above you.
Yeah, it is Snake up tilt, but worse in every conceivable way. That being said, Twist using it to good effect out of the blaster and is able to take that stock. The lead again nullified, but Raw Sauce has looked like a man possessed.
Really well here. There goes the Ivysaur, and now there's your Nair
Oh!
coming back. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
And the grenade as well.
The pressure off stage in that scenario was crazy. Another side B used the wrong direction, perhaps unintentional, but the blaster into the back air and Twist. What's he got cooking at the ledge?
Looking for that fair. That would have killed. Oh, but there's another one with center stage.
All right, the Ivysaur is back out, but now the Charizard forced to the ledge. This is a bad spot, and an aggressive get-up attack actually comes in very, very clutch, and the back air will do it! What a call out from Raw Sauce!
Suddenly, this whole set has become a lot more even. There's up smash. Does it as well.
And Twist, man, looking so good at closing this out, but Raw Sauce has taken 4 stocks now against the star players from that last series on the side of KSU. Can he take a 5th?
Oh, trying to push it. Here we go. Already starting with these Squirtle stuff. Okay, contesting. Twist unable to get back to ledge. There's a grenade. Hovers the recovery. Forces center stage with the Wonder Wing as well.
The Z drop coming out of the side of Raw Sauce. Kind of familiar with this Banjo. Getting some nice combos and conversions off of that. Another side B used, so only 3 left in the tank, but 1 is all you need to kill. The side B on the side of Raw Sauce will connect, and now there's no jump. Another one used.
Nair, okay, doesn't get hitbox they want to try and get the grab confirm.
This Squirtle has been the biggest problem for Twist coming out of Raw Sauce, and so getting the Ivysaur out, probably a bit of a good omen, even though he's at, over 100%.
Yeah, there's a Nair. Here comes the but this is going to be tough. One backer, you're dead.
Absolutely.
Up smash, you're probably dead.
I don't think up smash will kill at this percent, but down smash certainly will, and now only 1 side B left. It needs to count, and it doesn't! That grenade
there's still a hope here.
Insane. What a grenade to get out of that fair. You can kill, but it's certainly much, much harder, and Raw Sauce looking for their 5th, looking to put Ringling in the lead, and the Bramble misses, but so does the up smash.
Oh, and so does the Nair as well, and the fair. Oh my gosh, so a little bit of spaghetti here towards the very end. It's getting very, very close, very, very tense for both players.
These guys are feeling the heat. They're feeling the pressure that this stock means everything, and Raw Sauce finds the back air once again, putting KSU down to 6.
Ooh, my goodness. You see the hitbox on that back air? That
It's
tail
big.
was in another county.
That's the J hook. That's the J hook. Hit him with one of these. Man, Raw Sauce, the MVP of MVPs, coming back from getting 3 stock in the first series to now taking 5 for the side of Ring Ling. KSU needs to answer with a player that we have not seen yet.
Again, Dwarf or Frost Shock is yet to be seen. And it's going to be interesting to see if they bring the same level of play that we've seen from both Insomnia and Twist. I know we keep bringing it back to those, but those are the only 2 players we saw that the first game. So having to only take 1 stock off Raw Sauce, sitting pretty good, because then you have a Pac-Man and a Falco left. And first and foremost, get the 1 stock, make this thing back to even. Don't lose anything. If you can make this game even and make it back to like essentially a 0-0 game, then it's so much easier because you're not having to play from a deficit. You're not having to worry about maintaining a lead. You can just go out.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing too. If you're able to bring it back to even, you know what is coming on the side of Ringling. You know that the Pac-Man and the Falco are waiting in the wings, but it's a matter of if you're able to convert those stocks. KSU two untested players, people who didn't even have to hit the field in the last crew battle, now are called upon to clutch. Do they have what it takes? And we don't know the strategy from this team. Are the heavy hitters going out first? It certainly looks like it, but I'm very interested to see who's on the back end.
Yeah, I am as well. And now we're just sort of waiting. We wait with bated breath to see what Kennesaw State has up their sleeve, what they still have in their arsenal to counteract the Pokemon trainer from Raw Sauce and Ringling College. So, yeah, if you had to pick a specific matchup to be like, okay, get rid of the PT, get rid of, let's say, the Pac. If like the Pac-Man and the PT, say those two are next, who would you want to see come out?
Like of any character?
Really, that's what we can go off of. We have the
I
entire roster to play with. So, I mean,
I think there's a couple characters in situations like these that you're pretty confident in. I think those weird characters that we've seen, or quote unquote weird, but like Snake, the Rob, characters who just have very strong and sometimes unique game plans, I think are what we could really lean on for these teams. But I'm not so sure that's what we're gonna see. Anything else that we could see to come up against the Pac-Man and the PT, we could see some kind of weird picks, like maybe a Sephiroth come out. Wouldn't be that terrible. Even in like a very weird situation, if you see like Belmonts come out for those matchups, they're usable. It's a grab bag. There's 80 characters in this game, and when you combine that with personal factors and personal matchups, it's very hard to predict who's coming out on top. And it seems like KSU taking a long think about this.
Yeah, a long time to think about who's coming in next. Is here we go. We got a Sora coming in for Russia.
I like it. I think Sora's pretty usable in this matchup. They are able to exploit some of Pokemon Trainer's kind of weaknesses off stage and landing. So I like the Sora pick. The biggest thing is the lightness of Sora can be exploited by Ivysaur and Charizard. Both the lightness and the floatiness can be hard. And so if Frostshock is unable to take this stock off clean, that's when the problems could start to mount.
So far, we've seen how well Raw Sauce does on the Squirtle, but okay, there you go. Already eating a raw S-Smash into nice little dash check here. And how is Frostshock going to counteract and keep Raw Sauce off stage right now? Can't really get Raw Sauce get anything going with these Squirtle grab combos.
And actually misses the punish on that raw Squirtle. Up B, the side B will come out, push Raw Sauce towards the corner, but we're seeing a lot of value coming out of these spells so far on the side of Frost Shock.
You gotta take special mind of that counter, a very, very strong counter in this game, as well as the side B, which is gonna help with the slipperiness of Squirtle, how like they can just sort of avoid a whole bunch of stuff.
And Frostshock has been pressing a lot of punishable buttons on the Sora. Raw Sauce maybe a little unfamiliar with the matchup, or just giving Frostshock a lot of respect. They've missed a couple of punishes that they could have gone for, and now on stage!
Ooh.
This won't be
But
in unless they get the second, and they don't!
They roll
You have to know. You have to know.
in.
You absolutely cannot make that mistake if you're Frostshock. That F-Smash will catch roll every single time, and that has been in the game since day one. It's just stuff that you need to know.
Oh, it doesn't get the up smash either, so the stock lives on. Leads so far for Ringling.
All right, the Charizard out. Time to make a play if you're Raw Sauce, and we saw such an incredible showing from Insomnia in the last crew battle. Honestly, we're seeing shades of the same thing from Raw Sauce, who has just been unbelievable this crew battle. Looking for the down smash. This could be it at the ledge. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, just letting it rock. And there's
That
the
should
uppie.
be
Is that
it.
going to do it?
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Oh, Frostshock is lucky that did not go worse. I'll tell you that much. Very, very lucky that did not go worse. That being said, it didn't go
Still
great.
not ideal.
It did not go great, and Ringling maintains that stock lead. Pac-Man and Falco are on the other side of this, and if it's me, I'm probably picking the Pac-Man.
Yeah, I think especially seeing the way that Frostshock has been playing Sora, like you said, pressing a lot of punishable buttons that Rossos wasn't able to come back against, or adequately punish. I think Asian Shack the Pac-Man has all the tools to really put away that character and really set Ringling on the path for a game 3.
Yeah, very, very honestly, I could not have predicted how close this second match was going to be. And off the back of a Herculean effort on the side of Raw Sauce, it's up to the rest of the Ringling Rollers now to see if they're able to roll up this game too, man. We have to see something big. You have to.
Yeah, there has to be, like, whether it is Frostshock, like it kind of has to be Frostshock at this point. Really turn the tide back in Kennesaw's favor. They have to almost take out Asian Shack scot-free. They kind of have to show really good knowledge of Pac-Man.
Yeah, and the guess comes in correctly. Once again, the Pac-Man hits the field, and Frostshock one stock down. Are they able to even this back up, or will Asian Shack maintain this lead on the side of Ringling?
Is Asian Shack going to bring the pain?
All right,
yep, neutral start. A full reset.
Yeah. All right, this hydrant set up early, and that's one of the problems about this matchup is that hydrant is really hard for Sora to deal with. Having to commit to a jump for Sora is very, very committal due to how floaty this character is, and Asian Shack is doing a fantastic job of showing us just why this match can be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, but that's all it really takes is one back air to throw combo, and already has a bit of the lead here, and using the hydrant against him, and now has an orange as well. Okay, here we go. Russia.
Oh, that F smash almost comes out off the back of the Nair 1, just misspacing it slightly, and now Asian Shack back in this neutral position. The bell is out, but will not connect. Frostshock cutting these combos too short, not going for the guaranteed hits. And that bell not picked up on the side of Asian Shack.
Yeah, and still just building percent, being very careful, calm and collected here is Frostshock, because they know they're already a stock down. They don't want to lose this next one. Okay, there's a nice little thunder, avoiding the, helping them avoid the fire hydrant as well. What's going to be the punish here? Because both of these characters are very, very good at making it back from almost anywhere on stage.
Yeah, two of the best recoveries in the game, especially Pac-Man probably having the best recovery in the game, able to come back from anywhere. Not ready for that conversion, Ringling. Asian Shack lets a punish go. That one kind of stinks.
Letting him have free fruits here. Making almost a slightly risky play. I think Asian Shack's almost baiting it, waiting for the opponent to try and pick it up and then fail.
Yeah, it looks like Asian Shack's waiting for something, and honestly, it can kind of play the waiting game. When you're a stock up, you're able to do that. That being said, Key is now online, will hit with the hydrant. It is not enough, surprisingly enough, but baits out the air dodge. And what's the ledge setup from Pac-Man? Something a little tricky.
Harry, no, but doesn't get the follow-up.
These punishes against Sora have just been left on the table from this Ringling squad. Both Asian Shack and Rossos not getting as much as they could, and because of it, Frostshock is living till about 160%.
Yeah, still alive, doesn't get that. Oh, doesn't get the upbeat either, falls out
just
of it.
Just convert into an up air, do the easy stuff, and now spaghetti from both players so far is taking this. What are you doing? I'm confused.
Well, yeah. I couldn't tell you either. There's an orange. Eats his vitamin C. Alive at 185. And the key parries the key.
Has the orange, and the Z drop kind of nice with it. That being said, this stock, one of these guys needs to find a stock and doesn't punish the ledge regrab, surprisingly. Really?
It just lets him go because Pac-Man's going to live that. Falls out of it.
So somebody take a stock. I've had enough. Stop flubbing. Stop missing. Thank you. Asian Shack will be the one to strike first, and that spells very good things for the side of Ringling. A nice 52-60% combo, and Frostshock looking a little bit lost. They will take this stock off of Asian Shack, but 1 stock and 60%. The time to make this lead greater. Ringling's looking to make every bit of it count.
Trying to do everything to come back here. Still 60% on him. Just dealing with Hydrant has been so hard, and you're just that's just damage you don't have to take there.
I will keep it 100% with you. Both these guys look a little lost right now. This the caliber of game we saw from Insomnia and Raw Sauce and even Twist was quite high, and both these guys are kind of leaving stuff on the table and showing that maybe they're some of the less experienced of the squad. That being said, it is a team game, and these guys matter just as much as everyone else.
Yeah, and still living. Okay, just
dude.
My goodness, come on, bro.
This is
not gonna land either.
This is kind of the Pac-Man difference that we've seen come out in a lot of these crew battles. Is when people don't know how to deal with this Pac-Man, when people don't know what this character can do, it actually makes a huge difference in terms of the matchup. Great counter coming out from Frostshock, but completely unable to keep Asian Shack on the ledge.
I think at this point, the counter is going to be what brings Frostshock back into this, because we've seen how much they struggle with the Nair into up, he confirms. But, one strong hit countered like that. Uh-oh.
That's it. Another thing was just that unfamiliarity with when the hydrant is going to break. We saw time and time again, Frostshock would go for that down tilt on the hydrant after hitting it with a different move, and it would not break, which left them open for a counterattack coming out from Asian Shack. And now Ringling sets himself out with a 5-stock lead versus the anchor of KSU.
Where have we seen this before?
Yeah, seriously.
But it comes down to Ganondorf, another player we haven't seen anything yet from, and now we have to answer the question: are they a Ganondorf? Are we gonna see because if you want to talk about a feast or famine character, look at Ganondorf.
It's Ganondorf.
That's a character that can, just like Kazuya, can kill you with a couple reads, and this is a character that once they get in your head, they are impossible to remove. Once a Ganondorf knows exactly what you're going to do, you can just kiss your stocks goodbye, because they're going to go one after another. So we essentially, for Kennesaw to put this away for a 2-0, they need to see Ganondorf just go feast. Just put out the spread, put out the buffet.
Yeah.
Eat it all.
We have seen 5+ stock comebacks across this series. We saw it today. We saw it come across when Fleetwood was able to take 6 to secure that game 1 for the side of Manchester. We saw it last week when Polo was able to make a 5-stock comeback to come out on top. And so it's not that uncommon to see these 5-stock comebacks, but that doesn't mean it's easy by any stretch of the imagination.
They lied to us. We got Ganondorf playing the Marth. Marth.
I'm disappointed, honestly.
5 stocks.
Yeah, this is tough because Marth is one of those high kind of fundies characters, one of those consistency characters in a game where you almost need a little bit of cheese to put yourself back in it.
And once again, we see a case of just taking unnecessary damage there by just forgetting to shield the fire hydrant.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with that. That's multiple people on the side of KSU unable to shield that hydrant, unable to make something happen. And Asian Shack looking very good in this closing out game. We needed to see more aggression, more play on the side of Ganondorf. We're just not seeing.
No, nothing just yet, and still unable to get anything started. It just goes to show you the difficulty level of Marth, that any kind of movement disruption, because all their stuff really just hinges on Tipper, and if you disrupt their movement, then their very precise kind of spacing that they do, it becomes almost impossible for them to get any consistent Tipper kills.
Yeah, and it almost seems like without the kind of ability of Insomnia to take out Asian Shack and take out Raw Sauce, this Ringling squad is looking very, very confident against the other players of KSU.
Okay, but there's a little down air. Okay. Rene Samstar only gets one, but still the rolling in is going to be the death of Ganondorf.
And 148% does not spell greatness for this 5-stock comeback. Not even one taken on the side of Asian Shack before it's evened up. And Ganondorf needs to step it up right now. A big play is more than necessary.
Needs to come up huge here. Basically cannot lose another stock for the rest of the time playing against Asian Shack.
And he just like looks uncomfortable again in this matchup, unwilling to go off stage, unwilling to make those big plays when you need to right now. It is not the time for low risk, low reward options. It is the time for high risk, high reward options because you are certifiably behind.
Exactly. And still can't seem to get anything. Struggling to combat Pac-Man game.
And Asian Shack willing to just camp out behind this hydrant, get these fruits charged because this bell now online. Such a scary spot to be if you're Ganondorf. Forward tilt.
Oh, there's a Kipper forward tilt. Takes a stock.
It's nice, but is it nice enough? I think that is the question that remains to be answered. It shows that Ganondorf is capable of taking two, is capable of pushing this to the last player, but with one stock left against the final player in Falco, I don't know if I'm confident.
And they're coming. Yep, L once again.
That's it. That's bad. It's bad.
That's bad.
It's bad. Even if Ganondorf does manage to take this stock off of Asian Shack, he's going to be staring down the barrel of a required restock in the next match. It's a big, big ask, and Asian Shack is trying to make sure it doesn't even go there.
Yep. Asian Shack wants to end this thing right now. Force that game 3 as fast as possible. There you go. Already landing some of these things they need. Oh, wow. Nair going completely through the hydrant. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Counter, but
Counter doesn't even break the hydrant. That's brutal, man. Asian Shack has put themselves back in the lead. Galaga went the way of
but there's a shield break.
That should be the stock.
No.
Why? Why?
This character.
No, you can F smash him from there. That's just a whiff. Like, just straight up, that's a whiff. You can F smash from that position. You can jump up, and you can neutral B from that position. Ganondorf, you can't. You can't. You just can't. It is just straight up. It's a flub, and it's looking like Asian Shack is going to take that and just absolutely run with it. One bell will be the game, and that is it. KSU, after a dominant 8-stock lead for the first match, Ringling shows insane resilience and comes back with the second at 1-1. We're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere because that third game is coming right up. Welcome back, everybody, to what has been, quite frankly, one of the more confusing best of 3 crew battles that I have ever watched. If you're just tuning in, KSU started us off with an 8-stock just domination in the first game. And then, after what seemed like all hope was lost, Ringling come back with, 4 stocks to spare in an answer that, quite frankly, was never close. I'm lost. I'm lost.
Your reaction is well warranted. Is it's really hard to gauge exactly what exactly went wrong there, whether or not Ringling just had the right counter for Insomnia, or if, Rawshock and Ganondorf were just not warmed up to the level that the rest of the team was. But we're starting at the same way we started game 2 with Insomnia versus Sophie, and let's see if Insomnia can do more of a game 1 kind of performance and less of a game 2.
Yeah, and at this point with this KSU squad, Insomnia and Twist are the people who have shown that they have that raw stock take ability that goes beyond 3. Last series, Insomnia was actually stuffed at 3, and so this one, I'm going to be looking at him to have a performance of 4 or 5 like he did the series before.
Yeah, and so far doing a really good job, having 70% taking 20, 34%. And you see just how fast we can build percent, especially with the deep breathing, as here comes our Shen right on. Make me look like a liar there.
Yeah.
There he is.
Honestly, even Insomnia right now looks like he's playing with a little bit of the wind taken out of his sails, going low, unable to find that stock, but Sophie is bouncing back as well, and dude, Ringling just, it's like a fine wine, it gets better with time, man.
Yeah, you see how okay, wow, nice counter. You see how fast Insomnia plays and how, okay, there you go. There's the Insomnia special. Will chase you down and always will land that back air.
That being said, this is not a healthy stock. We've seen Insomnia live to ridiculous percents, but Sophie should be able to close this one out. Deep breathing is online, but as I say that, it goes away.
You have to really toe the line of, do you want to keep the pressure up against a Wii Fit that could just kill you in one hit because they had deep breathing with great DI there still, and keeping Sophie to but never mind. He brings back online. Where you want to keep up the pressure, keep up the momentum that you have, but you got to remember this character can kill you with just a slight breeze.
Yeah, we're really going to see Insomnia looking for an edge guard here to try and close this one out, and 185%, another Arsene is online. Oh my god. Sophie is in such a scary spot right now, and back air will do it. That was too close for comfort.
Hey, there's the forward throw though. Still, Own Destiny here. They have to just come out of this thing with no damage.
Yeah, 95%. It's a good spot for Insomnia to be in, and the air dodge going low. The jump is saved on the side of Sophie, and 30% off that header. The missed
Does he get the
conversion.
down smash?
Like I said, we've seen Insomnia play so well throughout this series, and it seems like that loss even has taken a little bit of that speed out of the equation. That being said, a solid lead here against Sophie. I feel bad for Sophie, man. They've had to play against Insomnia every single crew battle. Every single one. And that's not the position I want to be in as a player. I want to be the hero. I want to be the person that takes out the last one. Instead, Insomnia, a 0 to death on that last stock, and a 2-stock lead goes the way of KSU. Insomnia, they're back, and they're looking just as good as ever. The key is, this is how that last one started. This is how game 2 started, and we saw a 4-stock lead by the end for Ring Rollers. So Insomnia needs to find more value against whoever is next. And honestly, I'm expecting the Pokemon trainer. How could you not?
I'm expecting Raw Sauce as well, because you just saw how well they performed, not only against Insomnia, but the rest of Kennesaw State. So really, I don't see any other option. Yes, you could go for something sort of out of left field and send in Agent Shack, but you saw how well Agent Shack performed against Insomnia in game 1, getting, I believe, 3 stocked, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
It's a case where you send out your heavy hitters to get rid of their heavy hitters, and right now I think Raw Sauce really just is that.
The problem is, if Insomnia takes out Raw Sauce here,
it looks like game one.
is this over? Right? Is this done before it even begins? So it is the high risk play, but I think it's the play that you need to make. And especially with how well Asian Shack ended up doing against the latter end of this KSU squad, I think you're more than happy to save him for that.
Yeah. It's tough because you see the level of play that Insomnia is bringing to the table, and it just makes you wonder, like, do they even, like, if and when Insomnia gets knocked out, do they save Twist? Like, do they have Twist be the anchor and see, like, how else stuff goes? But right now, we're just back into it, already set up. This first stock is lost. We're getting right into it. Here we go. Raw Sauce and Insomnia, Town and City.
Yeah, like I said, I think there was no other option here. You need to make sure Insomnia does not have the map or the game that they do as they did in that first series. And Raw Sauce was the one to put a stop to it in that game too.
And this, I think, is going to be the key matchup for Insomnia against Raw Sauce. Is we saw how much trouble the Squirtle gave them last time. If they can neutralize the Squirtle, I feel like the rest of the game is just going to fall into place for Insomnia.
Yeah.
So far, so good. We're seeing exactly that.
And what was a very tough start on the side of Insomnia the last time these two played has turned into a dominant position. That back air, luckily not killing, but you cannot be DIing like that, Raw Sauce, please.
Especially against Side B at that part of the stage. Brutal first stock lost.
Yeah, and this is already looking better on the side of Insomnia, who I said started a little slow but sped up as these Arsens came online, and they're looking like they're in match one form.
And there you go. Lands a Side B, which another one too. That's going to keep up the damage building even as they try to recover. Air dodge. Are they going to? Yep, and they're going to make it back just as well. Not going to get spiked either. Great recovery there. Gets the grab. Here's
no jump.
Strike down. Oh, they read it in. If they sometimes you just got to trust your gut.
Yeah, you got to trust your instincts. Unfortunately, not trusting it there, but the wobble. No.
Oops.
No. And Insomnia securing the stocks again, putting KSU back in the lead. This is devastating for Ringling and Raw Sauce, reeling from the full power of Insomnia.
You want to talk about high-level plays. That was incredible. And they're still going as here comes Arsene with the regrab.
Oh my gosh, where'd you go? And this is online, no less. It just gets harder. And Insomnia is so proficient. Raw Sauce needs to take this stock off right now. This Arsene could be a huge problem. That's a terrible angle, but the high recovery, very smart from Raw Sauce.
Oh, good job, just avoiding the back air as well.
Oh
Going
my
down.
gosh. So risky. And if Insomnia gets the 3 stock here, that is so bad. That is so bad. Raw Sauce at the ledge now. Up smash will do it. A sigh of relief on the side of Ringling, but Insomnia is not done yet. The down smash will come out, but it will not secure the kill. Air dodge caught! No!
Oh, there you go. Fair as well.
Wait! Oh my gosh, he had it. He had the read. There was no jump, and the down smash. No punish!
Arsene is back as well. Side B.
One thing will kill, but this is so scary if you're Raw Sauce. Insomnia able to put that one away, and with 2 stocks to start the game, 1 stock to end it. Insomnia takes out who was the ringer on the side of Ringling last game. And only 1 stock secured.
There's the 6. 1 away from matching their game 1 total. And
2.
Sorry, 2. 2 away from matching their game 1 total. And back to form. Really, you see exactly what happens when the slight adjustments are made on the side of Insomnia, dealing with the Squirtle like they did in game 1, allowed them to just sort of run through. And yes, they did lose another stock, but still, that's to be expected if you're going that hard that fast. So good job from Insomnia to keep up pressure. And now 6 stocks remain on the side of the Ringling team.
Who do you send in, man? What do you do? It's only a 1 stock lead, right? No, it's not a 1 stock lead. It's a huge lead. Where am I? Holy, I was in my head. They had already taken a player out. No, there is a huge lead on the side of Ringling now, especially if you're unable to take out Insomnia without losing a single stock. And I think you have to send in Asian Shaq next, but that is such a scary prospect as someone who is so good against the latter half of this KSU team.
Yeah, especially because like we've seen how well Asian Shaq does against like you said, the latter half of like Frostshock and Ganondorf. So if Asian Shaq can come out of this thing not losing any stocks and just gets rid of Insomnia's first stock like lickety split, I could see a possibility of a little bit of tide turning. But at the end of the day, it's a lot to ask of one player to just take out their best player and then go on a run. It puts a lot of pressure on their shoulders. But pressure does make diamonds.
It does in some situations. In others, it just crushes you. And Asian Shaq now has to show us how they will perform back on this Kalos Pokemon Stadium pick. We've seen this go both ways, but the last time these two played, Insomnia lived to ridiculous percents on this stage.
Remember, Insomnia also, because of the stock deficit, is going to build Arsene a lot faster.
Yeah, that's an unspoken advantage of Joker in crew battles. Joker builds Arsene faster on stocks 2 and 3, and having starting down a stock actually gives you Arsene on first stock very quickly. And oh my gosh, what could have been?
I like that. I like that challenge. I really like that.
Is a great play on the side of Insomnia. Unfortunately, does not go anywhere. Bell is online near the ledge. Honestly, a Bell probably will kill, so Asian Shaq will be looking for that setup, will be looking for that confirm, but Insomnia, the pressure on stage!
The backer not high enough percent for it to kill.
What are you doing down here, brother? So risky. So risky. The dash attack coming out. A mist on the grab! The read was there!
I don't want to be the one to get Z-Drop belled. But oh my god. Oh, there's the miss!
That is a huge miss on both players. Insomnia with the read.
Oh gosh, Nair to confirm it. There's Bell again.
Not secured though. 120%. Arsene is back online on this last stock. Can Insomnia close another stock out, or will Asian Shaq be able to clean this one up?
Oh no, they don't get the stock.
You died first. The trampoline, the final hit of trampoline puts puts Insomnia into free fall, and a weird interaction leaves Ringling with a chance to come back.
Slight chance, but now is when you gotta ask, okay, Insomnia, you've done your job.
Yeah,
now it's
absolutely.
time for the rest of the team to pick it up.
Yeah, that was 6 stocks, by the way, of Insomnia. And I imagine we're going to see Twist coming in next. Honestly, like, Twist put in a very good, very, very strong performance against Sophie and the Falco on the side of Ringling in that first match. And so I imagine they just send them in this pre-described order, right? I think that's just how it's going to be. I don't think it's a matchup thing. I think these guys are just sending in players as they're confident. So I imagine we'll see Twist next. And has he played against Asian Shaq more than very? I don't know if he has.
I don't know exactly. That said, I don't think the Frostshock send-in would be terrible either. I mean, we saw how they maneuvered around stuff. There was a lot of spaghetti on both ways.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of drops and stuff, but I think in that case, like, they still did an admirable job against Asian Shaq. So, really, either way, it could go well. So,
yeah, I think regardless.
My personal opinion would like to see save Twist for a little bit later, so that way, you have somebody that has already performed it, like gotten many stocks, as your anchor. But
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with sending them out now.
I wouldn't even mind seeing Ganondorf actually go out here, the Marth against the Pac-Man. It is going to be a slower paced game, but I don't think that matchup is unwinnable by any stretch of the imagination. So I think no matter who you send in here, you're probably feeling okay. I think part of it is a matter of if you think Ganondorf and the Sora player from KSU are able to take out Asian Shack by themselves. If they are, I think you send out one of them. If you're not confident that they'll be able to do that, I think you send out Twist to confirm it.
Yeah, I agree. So, we're going to see exactly who's coming up next. If it is going to be the Twist, if we're going to be doing the Twist, or if we're going to, be sending in the Ganondorf. Either way, this is where the game is going to be decided. Whether or not Asian Shack, whether or not Twist or whoever Kennesaw State sends in is able to take the 3 off of Asian Shack is going to determine whether, this is the game. This next set, whoever goes in next, really determines how the rest of this game 3 goes.
Yeah.
Kennesaw State loses 3, all of a sudden Ringling has all the momentum back.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in if you're Ringling, but it's far from impossible. And we're going to see now Twist. They just send them in order, man. There's nothing.
Yep.
It's that simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bing, bang, boom.
3, 2, 1.
To Smashville.
An interesting pick, a kind of a zoner preference stage. I think it's probably pretty good for both of these guys. And Twist, gonna have to figure out a way to get around these hydrants, whether it's through the pressure or through using this bomb to make it, a little bit weaker. It's tough because if you hit the hydrant with a grenade, it actually just makes it so Pac-Man is able to get rid of the hydrant and in one hit, which actually makes it stronger for Pac-Man. So gotta be careful about when you're actually hitting the hydrant.
Yeah, and good job avoiding the getting above the hydrant as well. I think so far we've seen Twist have the capabilities to deal with hydrant the best with grenade and fair and down tilt especially. So.
All right, this pressure is keeping Asian Shack in the corner. These hydrants, these fruit.
Yeah, you gotta be extra careful rolling in.
All right, 10% from that grenade aid. The bell is out, but Asian Shack unable to secure it in hand. And so another one needing to be charged as Twist tries to find this stock.
Both of them playing extra patient, hey, you gonna hit it? You gonna hit it?
Uppy? Okay.
Yeah, just create space, sort of reset neutral in a way.
I guess so. Interesting play. The hydrant is confirmed in the dash attack. Not quite sure how many hits are on that bad boy. Pretty sure it's 4.
Yeah, way too many in many ways.
All right, the bell unconfirmed again, and only the weak hit of Smash. This has been a very, very scrappy game.
The eggs! Egg to the rescue.
And that is a flub on the side of Asian Shack, who could have certainly made that back despite the egg, not expecting to be interrupted. That stock goes the way of KSU, and now you are in a very tough spot. Asian Shack needed to make this a clean one.
Able to do that at the very start. Already losing one, but okay, grenade. I thought the bell landed. Still, I like that. Creating more space, even though the one we didn't land, still helps reset neutral.
The hydrant set up in a precarious spot by the ledge, and the regrab, no armor, but Asian Shack unwilling to commit to that play. Would have liked to see a little bit more aggression out of them there, as Twist was in a very, very bad spot.
More damage with the Nair as well, avoiding the F smash. Good job.
And these hydrant plays are not enough right now. Twist is setting up these grenades so that anytime Asian Shack tries to use the hydrant to his advantage, he has a grenade to punish. And now you are in
they're feeling
do or die time. Twist has made this look not even a little bit close, and Asian Shack on their last legs.
Gets Bell. Was that soft hit up? That was weak hit up smash somehow. There's the back air.
I mean, the stock goes, but is it too little too late on the side of Ringling? Asian Shack down well over an entire stock, needs a huge combo, needs a huge kill, and there's 5 Wonder Wings online. But wait, No jump. A Wonder Wing spent to bring it back and no punish.
But still, that's a lot of percent putting on really, really fast. Okay, good job holding the bell. But still, bell in hand.
Okay, 2 Wonder Wings still online, the bell in hand. These kill moves. Okay, recycled the bell actually. Will get a chance to re-throw it here, but he will have to re-grab it as well. Perhaps liking that initial angle and actually grabs it deep off stage. Does he know? He does.
Okay, more grenade setups. And get anything started. Okay, there we go. War against the hydrant.
And a lot of damage now coming out from Asian Shaq. If he's able to take this second stock, he's in a pretty, I don't want to say good stock, but a better situation than it possibly could have been. That being said, 2 Wonder Wings are still online, and just a single one hitting at this point will end this game. So you have to be very, very careful if you're Asian
Oh, for
Shaq.
the eggs again. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, like that grenade at ledge.
Down tilt. This pressure is insane at the ledge, and now we're at the point where a fair at the ledge will start killing, and actually the roll is red, but the timing is just missed. That should be it.
Down
Up
throw,
tilt.
down smash. Oh, up tilt.
A bit of a greedy play on the side of Asian Shaq, trying to find that S smash and the dash in from Twist, trying to find some sort of advantage, trying to find some way to win this. But KSU looking too strong too many times, and now staring down the barrel of another 8 stocks. What shades of what we saw in the first match.
Yeah, it's really kind of a weird all or nothing thing. Ringling, all they had to do was sort of mimic the game plan from. It goes to show, like, really, Insomnia is like a tidal wave. You have to build the levees big. You have to build the dam strong, because if Insomnia gets through to like running in the 5-6 stock range, it's Jover. It is a brutal thing to come back from. So their incredible play early on in the set has really just set up Twist to put him away and really give Frostshock and Ganondorf like the potential, just like, hey, you take it, buddy.
Yeah. Run away with it. Good game. Nice work.
Put him away.
And I think this shows the power of having those standout players on your team. In both these crew battles, they've kind of been defined by the performances of Raw Sauce and Insomnia. Both of these guys have played so well in different respective situations, right? When Raw Sauce was able to pop off, it looked confident for Ringling as they kind of just ran through the rest of this KSU squad. On the other side of things, when Insomnia pops off, it's been the absolute opposite story, because it seems like no one's able to kind of reach the heights of Raw Sauce on this Ringling team either. And so it almost came down to the matchup between those two players to determine how the pace of this crew battle was set.
Yeah, it's a story of, it's in many ways, mind you, it's a team game, but it's really the story of two players. How Raw Sauce has sort of put Ringling on their back for game 2, Insomnia for games 1 and 3 so far, but now it's all down to Tachio, Falcon player.
It's tough because
it is what it is.
In game 1, we saw a dominant performance from Twist against Tachio, and even if Tachio is able to take out Twist in a dominant fashion, they are still staring down the barrel of a 6 stock deficit. It is. I said we've seen big comebacks. We've seen 6 stock comebacks. We've seen, somewhat miraculous comebacks throughout this season of play. We have not seen an 8 stock comeback yet.
We've seen incredible levels of Herculean play, but this is like there's a legend of Hercules having to do his how many trials or his tasks. This is like he has to get the golden fleece, has to kill like all of his trials in one, and it is asking a lot.
Yeah, it is a tough spot to be in if you're Ringling, and it's even tougher because of the fact that they won that game too. they brought it back. They ran it back and they looked great doing it. They looked like they were in full control of that series and they never gave it up. But one or two players, Insomnia and Twist, throwing a huge wrench in the plans of Ringling KSU. Can they close it, man? I'm leaning towards yes. I'm leaning towards feeling like they probably can.
Yeah, it's leaning towards a wash, but really it comes down like how will the Falco perform? Can the Falco like make amends with how they did in game 1? And we saw their ability, like they have the combos there. It was just a matter of finding the kill confirms, like the back airs and the spikes off stage. But as we get into this thing, small battlefield, Tachio versus Twist.
Almost forgot to SD.
Yep.
All good. Remembered. Off the hop. Tachio with the custom taunt. We've seen that one before, but a jab block to start things off early. Only 16%. That could have been much, much worse.
I gotta be very, very careful. That stuck around state.
All right, the dash
Spot
attack.
dodge.
All right, now in the corner. This could be a huge time for Tachio to make something happen, but a miss on that confirm,
Oh my
and that
goodness.
side B is going to spell disaster. Twist has been so good at letting those side Bs rip off stage, and that just took the bad situation to worse and worse. And now Tachio staring down the barrel of 8 stocks with only 2.
We saw, now mind you, I have tried it myself and I'm still very inconsistent with it, but Tachio unfortunately missing 3 consecutive up tilt to back air confirms. Just, it is a tough move to land sometimes, but you know, sometimes the up smash will just hit behind you.
Sometimes it's good enough, sometimes it'll get the job done, but you were really looking to do this without a stock loss, and now you're really hoping that you can do it without 2 as Twist keeps landing these side Bs, and now having to use 2 to get back to the stage. I think they're going to be more liberal with when they let these rip just to try and secure this second stock, because if they're able to do that, this is all but over.
Yep.
All right, the grenade egg to help them get on. A slight miss, and the double down air actually almost comes out. There's no ledge regrab here, and an aggressive play from Tachio. An up B to center stage.
Curious option select from Tachio, but you know, things
Probably
like this
thought
happen.
he was off stage, yeah. It's probably an accident. And the back air actually catches the jump there, so no jump here on the side of Twist, but will not be forced to use that side B. I want to see him neutral get up side B. I honestly do. I think it'll work. The up smash comes out, and that's enough.
Wow. But now you're looking at a Banjo with Rage. Oh, but never mind. It's an up smash. And I'm surprised, though. I think a little bit more DI, and Twist could have lived that one as well.
Yeah, I definitely thought Twist probably would have come out on the living end of that up smash. That being said, Tachio able to secure 2 for their squad. Ringling now only 6 stocks behind, but only 1 stock left in the bank. If this happened, it would be unprecedented. It truly, truly would. We have to see back-to-back 3 stocks out of Tachio.
On the Falco against a Marth and a Sora, 2 characters that have the disjoints to deal with all of Falco's shenanigans. So it's unprecedented. We'd literally have to see the greatest performance. Like Tilde coming in here just mopping the floor.
Seriously, so. I don't even know if I would trust Tilde to close this one out. Like, this is such a tough spot to be in, and specifically against Sora. Sora is a character where once you get to 130 to that 150% range, everything starts killing for Sora, right? Forward tilt, back air, nair, forward air by the ledge, back throw, up air, up B, everything starts killing. And so when you have 3 stocks to get them to 130%, it's hard to imagine that they will be unable to secure that game.
Heck, even the way that Falco has to recover, we could see Frost Shock as Sora go out there deep and get just a normal like nair conversion deep off stage to take it. So
yeah, even things as crazy as like the fair 1-2 into wait into fair 1-2 into wait into fair 1-2 into wait,
whatever they call it, the noops.
Yeah, well, that's just to drag them off stage, right? You can just kind of stall out recoveries in that way. But we're seeing Ganondorf with the Lucina. I like this pick too. First of all, I like Lucina more than the Marth, but I also just think, you know, this is a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a better pick than the Marth, just because of, like, with Marth, you're playing around Tipper. You have to be even more precise with, like, where your attacks land. And with Lucina, it's like, you can just be more consistent overall. There's no sweet spots, but you're going to have, you know, pure consistency.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency, but, you know, the ability to just land that back air after a certain amount of percent, land that forward smash or forward tilt after a certain amount of percent, regardless of spacing, lends itself to being in the lead.
Oh, couple already searching for that back air. Okay, up tilt. Ranking.
The pressure kind of coming out on the side of Ganondorf, but Tachio weaving around it pretty well. His 1-2 hit combos are going to put him in the lead, but you need more than just the lead and no jump. This should be it.
Already, yep. F tilts doesn't get held it a bit too long.
And I would say if this was last stock, last hit, I would have called that a miraculous whiff from Ganondorf, who should have closed out the game then and there. But with this much of a stock lead, you can afford to be making those mistakes. And no jump again. Tachio is getting caught again and again in precarious situations and somehow getting away with it.
Backer landing. Still made it back. Good job. Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
nice.
The parry.
What?
And the parry leads to buffered air dodge, which, hey, you know what? I think Ganondorf was like, hey, you parried that. Respect. Here's my stock.
Yeah, you got that one. That being said, 2 left in the bank, and the up B will stop that combo short. Lucina and Mars up B is such a strong combo breaker.
Oh, going for the down tilt. Dash up.
Oh, the reset could have come
Smash.
out. I would have liked to see the regrab after that down air on the side of Tachio, but 70% making a pretty good run at this. It's really hard when back air will kill, nair by the ledge will kill, F smash will kill, even up B that by the ledge is getting pretty close, but Tachio doing their best to put themselves back in this.
You're not landing yet. Jab 1. Okay, jab 1 back off. See what they do.
Fair comes out. Ganondorf off stage. Does make it back with that Lucina up B. The side B. Is it enough? It is. And Ganondorf closes out the series. 2-1 for the side. For the side of KSU. But man, it got a little spicy in that game 2, but game 3 shows us a return to dominance. We're going to be taking a quick break, but don't go anywhere because we have an interview with the winners right after this.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. In case you just missed it, we just saw KSU come out on top against Ringling with a 2-1 victory. What was a hard-fought match, but now we've got Frostshock on the other line for the interview. Frostshock, sometimes it was a nail biter, so sometimes it was not close at all. Sometimes we were freaking out, sometimes we were in shambles. Take us through your mindset as that game was happening, man.
Honestly, I'll tell you, it's always a roller coaster. Personally, for me, it's getting used to online lag, per se.
Yeah.
Personally, my performance, I was not in the least proud of. But hey, I've had better days. We all have better days. And I know for one thing, Omega for Summit. But it's been, honestly, it's such a pleasure to compete. And me and my team, super supportive. We're just so happy to be able to do this. And just wow.
I mean,
you said we all have, our good days and our bad days, and it looks like Insomnia had one heck of a day. Playing behind a player like that, like when you know somebody's going to be able to come out and like take 5, even 6 stocks at that kind of level, must give you like some kind of like security, knowing, okay, even if I fall a bit short, I have Insomnia there to really pick us back up.
Yeah, I'm going to respond to everything that I caught, but I do agree that having a really good like anchor player like that does give you a sense of security. But for us personally, for me personally, it's one of those things where it's like, honestly, I have to play with him more because he can teach me so much in like an hour, and then I'll lose it all because like my fundamentals. But like it's a really nice feeling, but it's also just like, it also tests me because it's one of those things where he falls, it's like, okay, we're all human. We're all going to eventually mess up, and we can't necessarily, depend on one player to carry us all to the end. So personally, watching him is so inspiring for me because he does so well, honestly. I'm so glad we got a chance to be on stream, honestly, because it's one of those things that I get to watch again and like really critique and say, what could I have done better? How can I be more like Insomnia? You know what I mean? But
I think that. Yeah, sorry. Okay. I think that's the question we were all asking ourselves. I was watching it. I was like, how can I play more like Insomnia? Like, that guy had one hell of a day. I think another thing we were kind of curious about is we saw, Insomnia and then also Twist. We have to shout out for having a really good performance today. They went
Absolutely.
in first and second on every single match. Is your guys' order kind of predetermined in that way, or were you just feeling really confident in their abilities to go first and second here?
I will say it honestly depends. We do gauge it somewhat. We do a little bit of gauging based off of just character matchups and whatnot. certain like it definitely goes down to playstyle. For us, Insomnia has the most well-rounded playstyle in that whatever's thrown at him, he can kind of figure it out as he goes. For the rest of us, we each have our own niches, if that makes sense. So we have specific each of us have different matchups that we're better at and some that we're not as good at. So for example, if I technically I feel more confident against Pac-Man. I did not do that well today. However, it's one of those where it's like I fight, the way I fight Pac-Man. I feel anchored in the way that I do it, and there's I feel comfortable doing it in that, if that makes sense. So if he were to go second and he was going second, I would have probably been put in second to get some stocks off of him, and then head on to the next person. But it is really about that keeping that momentum, and also just gauging how kind of taking a look at how where Insomnia falls out and how we can kind of patch those holes, or how we can elevate our own strengths through looking at how he deals with it, or how one of the other players deals with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
My last question is a little bit more like of a lighthearted one. First off, big fan of the chain. It looks real good. Second off, it's just lighthearted, but Ganondorf coming out picking Marth and Lucina. We unfortunately were unable to find many of the character info for you guys, but seeing Ganondorf and okay, if they don't play Ganondorf, then something's going on. How do you think that really plays to your guys' advantage? Sometime we're okay, well, they have this character's name in their tag. We can expect that, and then they pull something out of left field.
I will say, Ganondorf does go kind of raw, but I will say that does kind of, and we do the same thing with our profile pictures, for example, because we do kind of gauge it, if you have a Pac-Man profile picture, maybe you have Pac-Man experience, so it's kind of just kind of scoping it out, if that makes sense. I do like to me personally, I like to check players in previous matches to see how they did. And if I can look them up, sometimes I'll look them up just to see if I can kind of get an idea of what character they play. I don't do a lot of research, but it's definitely something you can do with, tags and names that are out there. So it plays a small role, but it's definitely something coming.
I wanted to see the Ganon. I really did.
Not
all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here. I'm sure you guys are very, very excited to get off to a 3-0 start to the season here. Just before we let you go, if there's anyone you want to shout out, anything you want to shout out, the floor is yours for a couple seconds here.
Well, I would like to shout out to my team, Twist, Ganondorf, Insomnia. We have one more, Lunar. He's our kind of sub out. Shout out to my coach, Scuffed. Yes, sir, the GOAT right here.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my parents. Omega for Summit. Don't forget. Also, shout out to one of my main practice partners, Prince Peach. He's a great Peach main. Crazy technical skill. I could only dream of, rivaling that. Shout out to my brothers who are actually better at Smash than I am. Miles ahead. I'm so proud of them. They're younger than me, but I hope to be as good as them someday.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Frostshock, for joining us. I'm sure we'll see more of you guys in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. And as that interview comes to a close, so does our day for the NACE Star League Smash Ultimate League. I would like to thank everyone so much for joining us. I have been Nurse. This has been Maximus with me on the co-cast. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.